America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Big ups and welcome in. Happy Saturday. Hope you're doing very, very well on this Saturday evening. Really don't know how I was going to intro that, but hey, here we are. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are too blessed to be stressed. I'm three blessed to be stressed. Too many blessings in life to count, but thankful for everyone who's here right now. Big up to Staffy for the raid. He will be joining us a little bit later on. Got two guests already in the bag, so I'm not going to waste too much time waffling on the intros like you know how I love to do. But yes, this is the preview show, and got some, I love these big matches because I love being able to get some really great content creators from around the YouTube hemisphere that, maybe they support another club, and while that may be shameful, they support another club, they are nonetheless great people. So if you see them here, make sure you support them, make sure you banter them, make sure you tell them why Ange Postecoglou's mighty Tottenham Hotspur, hey, we're here to stay. And I've told people, sometimes you can't see the vision, but by the time you see the vision, it may be too late for you if you're a rival. We'll find out tomorrow, I'm sure, when we go to Old Trafford. But look, big ups and welcome in. I think I put an episode number on this, but I didn't on the show, but I did on the thumbnail. So I'm going to sort that out in a second. But while I sort that out, I'm going to welcome on the guests. I'm going to start saying hello to people in the chat. So while you're here, oh, Chewy's here. Chewy did show up for work today. I know you people been wondering, where's Chewy? He's here. Don't fret. Chewy's here. We've also got some beautiful guests, so let me go ahead and bring them on. I'm going to bring them. Well, here we go. We've got Patrick Tyron in the house. Hello, my friend. And first and foremost, Happy New Year, because it's been such a long time since you've been on the channel. But yeah, first and foremost, how are you doing? Second of all, hello.
Yeah, I'm great, man. Yeah, Happy New Year to everyone tuning in, all the viewers, listeners. If you haven't seen me before, Happy New Year to yourself. I hope you're doing good. Hope you're enjoying the new year, 2024. And yeah, man, I'm excited to be here. Obviously, when Jacob gives me the call, I got to answer it. It's a massive game tomorrow. I feel we're going into this in good form. I'm excited. 2 new additions to the team. And yeah, what more can I say? I'm ready. I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go.
There may be some familiar faces in addition to as well. We were discussing a couple things before the show started, Patrick. So without giving too much away, we may be looking better tomorrow in the squad names than we initially suspected maybe last night when we heard Kulusevski didn't train. But nonetheless, I've got 2 United fans who will be joining in just a little while. So don't worry. But Patrick and I figured, hey, we could talk a little bit about Tottenham Hotspur. But, there is a secret weapon that I did have up my sleeve. Now, I didn't know I had it, but since I do, I think we're better because of it. So, Patrick, you may appreciate this. We've got another Spurs fan that's going to be helping us go against these United folk because, quite honestly, historically, I don't think matters any when it comes to this weekend. People say historically we don't size up well when we go to Old Trafford, but I think Ainge is here to break myths. And speaking of breaking myths, we've got Sean from Spurs Talk Show. How you doing, buddy?
That was the weirdest segue ever. Speaking of breaking myths, here's Sean Butler.
Because you break myths. You are a myth breaker, sir. That's why. I'm alluding to the fact that there's been many myths. There's been many myths, Shawnee. There's been many myths about Tottenham. And you were enjoying yourself on your stream. The myth around the way that we handle our business, things may not all be what they seem in Wonka land. Ain't that correct?
It is. Yeah.
So that's why I said myth breaker.
I get it now. I get it. It's loosely.
It was not a great one. I've had better.
Tangentially speaking, it's just about work. But it's good to see you, Jacob. Good to see you too, Paddy. How you doing, mate? How's things?
Yeah, I'm great, man. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Hope
you too, buddy.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a good show, man. I can feel it. So yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. And before we keep going, I do have Elvis G, who became a new YouTube member before the show started. Don't know when. 4 a.m. my time is what it says. So big up Elvis G grabbing that membership whilst I sleep. That's pretty special. So appreciate that. Thank you so much. And look, I thought we were going to have enough time to really just kind of how do you say, wet our whistle, so to speak, when talking about Tottenham Hotspur. But you know what? I see an esteemed guest in the back. He's already shaking his head because I said wet our whistle. He's probably saying, hey, yo. But, you know, this is a guy I love creating content with, whether it's on FIFA, whether it's on his channel, Sarcasm City TV. We've got the most one-of-a-kind YouTube royalty in the house. Big up Flawless. Thank you again for blessing the channel. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm more blessed. Big up for having me. Much appreciated. I was shaking my head because, you know, you always find ways to just have pause with every moment. But it's you being you. You know what I'm saying? So we come to expect it. Patrick, good to see you as always. Big up to the first time I streamed with my man from Spurs Talk Show as well. So big up to you as well. But yeah,
oh, really? Is this the first time you stream with Sean?
Yeah. First
wow.
time.
I think so. No, I think we've streamed together about 2 or 3 times before. But it's all good, man.
I only
I'm
remember
eminently forgettable, and that's
what was this? Nah, it was only on the Jacob. I remember seeing you on Jacob when he did when you hit your last milestone.
The 3K, that 3K stream,
the 3K stream. That's it. Other than that,
no, I think we have to go. But I think we go way. I think we like the first time before that was like way back. Like I think we did something.
But you've also shaved, Sean, so you look a little different.
Yeah, my bad. Terrible. If it was like 2-3 years ago, I barely remember what I did last.
Yeah,
week.
I know. It's all good, man. It's all good. No, there's nothing. Yeah, absolutely zero offense taken, man. How's everything going in Manchester?
Don't worry,
United,
Sean. I won't forget about you.
Man, it's all good. It's all good. All blessed over here, man. I'm looking forward to the show. Like I said, if you wanted to carry on talking about Spurs, I could jump back in backstage. You know what I'm saying?
No. I'm going to say you on the stream is always better than you not on the stream. So I want you here because you know what? I watch you. You're on many different channels, many different hemispheres, and you've been labeled a Spurs twerker. I've come to hear. By Troops, is that correct?
Yes, that.
You know, I do get in the comments on Troops, and I do say big up Flawless, our Spurs rep. So I do kind of, I appreciate you shouting us out when some respect needs to be put on the name of Tottenham Hotspur. So thank you. Yeah,
all that stemmed from was you lot having a good start to the season, and all I said was Spurs have had a good start to the season. That's where it initially started.
So you're twerking. I like it. Thank you so much.
Me stating the facts when you lot were top of the league, playing well, had your new signings, were in form, and then all of a sudden it was, oh, you love Spurs. Spurs are playing well. That's all I said. And then it stems from, we got to understand, Arsenal fan, Chelsea fan, and then Hassam hating on Spurs because of what happened in the game against you lot when they went down to 9 men. So he's still upset about that. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to, every time Spurs lose, they're like, oh yeah, Spurs lose. So I just lean into it then. And when Spurs win, I say, yeah, big up Spurs. They won this weekend.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, I like it. It's absolutely hilarious. But look, I'm going to just go around the panel real quick. I don't really want this to be like I'm Katie Couric out here and it's 60 minutes, all right? And I'm asking questions. So, you know, at any point, if anyone wants to chime in, but I do obviously have some talking points. And, you know, I'll just go around the horn here. I want initial thoughts, right? We haven't played a match in, what, 9 days, Tottenham Hotspur? I think it's been about 7 days for Manchester United. So, Patrick, I'll go to you first. Initial thoughts, going to Old Trafford, like I kind of said off the jump, historically not a great fixture for us. But does history matter right now? Does history beckon?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've seen a few Spurs fans on social media getting a bit carried away. And I'm also like, you got to just relax a bit. Like, United are still a decent team when they have everything clicking. I mean, we've only had 4 away wins. I was checking out the stats, and 4 away wins in our entire Premier League history against United is mental. But yeah, we go into the game in good form. Ange doesn't care about previous results. It's essentially a new team. Apart from Son and Ben Davis, he wasn't going to be playing. Everyone there is literally brand new. So all of that, you know, goes to the past and the hoodoos and the monkeys on our backs. None of that really matters. We go there and we'll try and win the game. You know, Ange has gone away to the Etihad. He's gone to the Emirates, and we still played the same way. So I don't expect us to do anything other than do what we do. And obviously, we just need to be sensible, and hopefully we can get the 3 points. But yeah, I feel confident. I feel that we'll be more than okay, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this one.
Sorry, I thought I was on mute there. Look, that's a horrible job on my end because I'm supposed to have.
Hey, Jacob never changed, man. never changed. It's just that just sums you up right there. Never changed, man. You know what I'm saying? That is just you all over. Go on, carry on.
Shawnee boy, let me ask you, in my best hosting manners as I can.
Wait, what just happened? Because I was looking on something else, but I wasn't watching the screen.
You were doing exactly what I was doing. My phone was blowing up while I was listening to Patrick, and then I was like, this might be a good moment to see what that was about, make sure everything's okay. And I looked down, and then Patrick stopped talking. I was like, oh shit, I'm supposed to say something. Hang on.
I caught him off guard. You thought I was going to.
Okay, got it.
10 minutes.
I heard the silence, but I thought there was a visual faux pas.
No, it was me. No, that was me. Okay. I got plenty of visuals. Plenty of visuals if we need to see some visuals, but don't get me going with the visuals. Sean, your initial thoughts going to Old Trafford. I was asking Patrick. He kind of agrees with me from what I heard before my phone started pinging, was that these hoodoos and voodoos against us, i.e. going to Old Trafford away being a historically not great fixture for us. Does that matter to you? Is it just a matter of form, timing, circumstance that we should be able to get a result? Or are we not even favorites? I've heard some people say United should be favorites in the grand scheme of things.
I don't really care, but I mean, this season is just a wild year. I think that tomorrow could go any way. I got no idea what to expect. I've predicted it will be 3-2 to Tottenham, but that's my Tottenham hat on. You know, I think that it could be 2-0 United, it could be 2-0 Tottenham, it could be any number of different things. I think the fact that Tottenham this season, I think they've got the third best away form in the league, which is unusual for us. I think we've got a really strong record against the traditional top six, which is really, really unusual for us. So, like the kind of, if you're gonna look for reasons to be positive going into it, then they're there. But obviously, there's also like the kind of the issues, I guess, which are we're gonna be playing a back four that in all likelihood hasn't played together before. If Dragusin starts and Van de Ven starts in the back, then that will be a new back four that haven't played. If it's Royale and if it's Dragusin and Van de Ven, that will be a new back four. If it's Van de Ven and Royale, then that back four hasn't played before. If Romero is back, then I don't think he'll be particularly fit. Van de Ven hasn't kicked a ball since November, so I think it's going to be weird. And then on top of that, we've got so many injuries to our midfield, and I don't know if Kulusevski, if the rumors about him are true or not. You got a lot of debut. You got like Werner playing. Is he going to sit in?
Might have just had some bad pizza. Maybe he had a Swedish meatball of sorts, and it just didn't sit well in his tummy, and he had the gurglies.
Apparently, he had some food poisoning or something.
That is a plausible.
Yeah. That's a pause.
Swedish meatball. That's the thing. You go to IKEA.
No, you know
IKEA
what it is.
Swedish.
It's not. It's because it's you saying it and the way you say Swedish meatballs. It's you. If any of us would have said, yeah, maybe, but you have to go to Swedish meat. Why'd you have to go to the pause-worthy food? Could have been anything.
Because in my head, I was just like thinking, I was like, okay, he's Swedish, IKEA. What have I had at IKEA before? Swedish meatball.
You see what's
so
in that sentence, what you said there, Jacob, in your head. You know what I'm saying? That sums you up. That only you would do that. Hey, I'm glad Patrick said it because I was just going to let it go. I didn't think Patrick was going to hit me with one. So, you know what? I'm 2 for 3 right now as far as, because Flawless came in with the first AO. I got a second AO out of Patrick. Maybe I'll get a pause out of Sean. And speaking of getting out here, no, I'm not going where you think I'm going with it. We've got another guest in the back. And of course it is a man you've known to poke his face around these parts. We've got Staffy TV. How we doing, my man?
Poke my face. That sounds a little bit AO to me, but
poke your face around. Like, hey, here's my face. Hey, I'm Staffy TV. Hit a like. You do that on the channel sometimes.
That is true. I'm gonna wait for a proper AO to claim it, but this is not quite an AO, but it was borderline. But listen, yeah, that is true. I do poke my face around here. And speaking of liking and subscribing, like the video, subscribe to all the gentlemen around here. Speaking of subscribes, I think I'm 4 subs off 2,800. So make sure 4 of you guys who haven't subbed to my channel yet, it's right down here. It's Staffy_TV. And if you don't see that at the bottom, you see this little neon behind me for the next 2 hours or whatever it is. So there's no reason why you could miss it. So Staffy TV, make sure you subscribe to me. Big up to the gentleman. Big up Patrick. Spurs Talk, I'm sorry, what's your name?
Sean.
Sean, nice to meet you, Sean.
You never streamed with Sean either?
I don't think I've ever streamed with
I don't
Sean,
think we streamed together. No.
Yeah. I've seen Sean before, but I apologize for forgetting it. And obviously, Flawless, big up Flawless. Seems like it's a 3-on-2 here. I don't know what this is. Is this the shield against like DX or something? But we'll figure our way out of this. You can't.
What happened I was just texting with Sean and was like, you know what? Always makes my streams just that much more lively. A little bit of Sean. Sprinkle some Sean on that. And hey, I rocked with it. But Staffy, the lights are on above your head, so that indicates to me you have an idea of how things might go tomorrow. What's your initial thoughts? Actually, wait, no, you're not. Hey, you're in the queue. Flawless, my friend. How rude of me. That's twice I've sucked at hosting a show today.
It's cool.
But
You could have
Flawless.
started with this. I'm not looking forward to talking about us, but go on. Get to your question.
Well, just initial thoughts. Your manager once coined the phrase, "It's only Tottenham." So, is that the vibe going in? What are you thinking?
No, definitely not. That's not the vibe going in because you're a better outfit than you was back then, and we're not a good outfit. We are capable of losing to anybody. If you've watched us this season, you will know that that we can lose to anyone. So it's not a foregone conclusion we win this game. I think the way Ange with the players you have missing and the way Ange plays with the high line suits us. It suits our attackers. But when I say it suits us, that is me saying that very loosely. Not that we're going to go into this game and steamroll you, just that it will help. Because when we play against Highline, our attackers seem to perform better because they're just not very good, because our team is just not very good. And our manager's just not very good. So, yeah, win, lose, or draw, I'm looking forward to this. Win, lose, or draw, I know our performance isn't going to be good because that's pretty much us. I can count on one hand the amount of times we've played well this season. So, yeah, in regards to this game, I think what helps us, like I said, is the way that Andrew will play with the high line and the amount of players that you lot have missing. I'd be much more concerned about this match if you had a full team to choose from. So if Son was playing and Maddison and Basuma and Saar was all involved, I know Van de Ven might be, because I actually rate what Andrew's doing and the team you have going on. Maddison as well, I throw in the mix as well. Big fan of Maddison. So, yeah, in regards to the game, I think we'll get the win, but will it be pretty? No. And like Sean mentioned as well, any result, if someone says United are going to win, I can hear that argument. If somebody said Spurs are going to win, I can fully hear the argument. Someone said it's going to be a draw, I can hear that argument too. So
let me ask you this. You did say that you're not feeling very good and very confident going into it, but you still predict your team. Is that just the natural tribalism of my team can never lose?
Yeah. As much as I'm critical of my football team, I never predict us to lose. Worst case scenario, I predict us to draw. But I'm honest about my that's just my bias. Like you said, tribalism.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know that there's ever been a clip of me predicting a Spurs loss, even when we had Stellini and Ryan Mason as a dual monster manager.
You just don't, man.
When I say monster, emphasize on monster. But Staffy, before I ask you the same general question, big up Ash P for the super chat, says never fear. We know who you are, Sean. You're the guy who stole my grandma's chair. Sean, you've been accused of crimes via super chat. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Are you stealing chairs from little old ladies?
Hey, listen, I got this straight out of Elton John's catalog, my man. Like I know where I'm getting my furniture, and it's not Ash's grandmother's house. But I do appreciate the recognition. If she's got good taste like me, then shout out to Ash's grandmother. You know.
Hey, big up Ash's grandmother. You can always catch Ash at Talkin' Ball. That is a channel where she does her own show, and it's actually blowing up quite nicely. Good to see Ash P getting some love over there on Talkin' Ball with her White Chat Lane, I think it's called. She streams at like 3 a.m. my time, so I never watch. But plus, it is in another language, so that also is another. 3 a.m. It's in. I want to say Punjabi. I don't know. Maybe that's is Punjabi an offensive word, or is that a language?
No, it's a language.
Yeah, it's not an offensive word. No.
All right. So maybe that is what they're speaking. That could be what they're speaking then. I don't speak it, There it is. Yeah, White Chat Lane in Hindi. It's not Punjabi, it's in Hindi. So I was like, shit, did I just say a really bad word live on air? And then,
to be fair, they have like 1,000,001 languages there. So I don't expect you to get it right. It's okay.
Yeah, big up Ash P. Appreciate that. Staffy, let me ask you, same general thought I asked Patrick, Sean, Flawless, just what is your initial thoughts kind of heading into this, where you're at as a club versus where we're at as a club, historically not been great at Old Trafford. But and I'm refraining from using the nickname, but it will eventually happen, Staffy. So I hope I hope you'll be all right when but what are your initial thoughts? I know where you were at with the manager, but so let's not regardless of that, he's going to be your manager tomorrow. So where you kind of see where are you at with your hopes? You just blind faith, tribalism, think that maybe you can get the dub, or is it only
do you
Tottenham?
not know who I am, Jacob? You work with me too
No,
much to ask me that question. You know,
a good host, what they would do is open you to the audience for everyone to smell the flowers.
I was about to say that you know me, but not everyone here in the comments knows me. But I mean, supposedly tomorrow is a win-win for me because I've been accused, Flawless as well, of being a undercover Spurs fan. So we can't lose tomorrow, can we? You know, either way, the result is going to be in our favor. But it's the red team, white team. So I'm walking out a winner regardless, apparently. But listen, it's not the same way that Spurs been walking into Old Trafford in the past few years. Not even in our recent times when we were bad, because under Conte and under Stellini and under Mourinho, I still always look at this game and I'm like, you know how you said earlier, it's just Spurs. There was still a little bit of that, but definitely not tomorrow. Mainly, and not to take away your praise because you guys have been good this season, but it's not mainly because you guys are really good and coming in tomorrow and I feared that 11 you guys are about to put out. It's more because like we're being ran by this bold fraud, in my opinion, that doesn't deserve to be in the job, that's done more than enough to get sacked. If I'm being very honest with you, if you're coming in tomorrow with your strong 11, I think me and Flawless would be sitting here talking a little bit different, because he said he would expect us to win or to lose tomorrow. He wouldn't be surprised at any result. Same for me. However, if you're pulling up tomorrow with a fit Romero, fit Van de Ven, fit Basuma, Pape Matar, obviously, fit Madison, fit front line with Son firing or whatever, I'd be looking at another embarrassing result because I know you guys can bump us off the park. However, tomorrow you're coming in with a good manager, but not quite a good 11. And for obvious reasons, I know Timo Werner is going to play for the first time. I don't know how long has he not played in the Premier League? 2 years. As I told you yesterday on my channel, he hasn't played more than 200 minutes in the Bundesliga this season. So it's not like he's coming in with match fitness. Richarlison, as much as he's scoring goals, he's still not this player that I look in him and I'm like, that's not a real thing. There's nothing called
that thing hit different. Hey, it hit different. I'm telling you right now, it's a thing. I just made it up. There it is. It's real.
Okay, at least you admit it. You made it up.
I just made it up right now because you're talking about fitness. I'm like, Ainge fitness. That's what I'm talking about. Ainge phone calls hit different. You know what I'm saying? With bring 6 a.m. Who's calling you? If it's Jacob versus who? If it's Ainge, one's gonna get you up out your seat, and one you may just not even answer the phone at all. So
listen, we can't all not have match fitness for about 5 months and get on our debut at GA. Shout out to Jadon Sancho, pissing off all the Ten Hag Sims, all the Ten Hag Sims. Listen, I routed a bunch of them with my tweet today, and let me tell you this: there will be more watch-alongs where that came from. So. Sancho Nation, we rise. But anyways, back to the game. Listen, your 11 is not the best 11, but you have a very good coach, and I would be more fearful if you came in with your best 11. The only reason I'm thinking of tomorrow we could actually get a result is because, well, the execution to me is not guaranteed. When I see Emerson Royal potentially starting, when I see Van de Ven is back, but he's also not in match fitness. When I see a midfield of the Danish Rice. When I see, was Lo Celso ever going to play? I don't even know if Lo Celso's going to play.
No, bro, we sent Lo Celso to a facility. We sent him to an off-site location to investigate what could be the issue because nobody knows what's going on with Giovanni Lo Celso. But so don't worry about him. His mediocrity, you won't see
isn't the best. Your front line isn't the best. Now I rate your manager. I rate your tactics. But I don't rate the execution that they're gonna give me. And if you remember yesterday on my channel, someone said, "Well, mate, you guys struggled against Wigan." The difference between a team like Wigan and all the other teams compared to Spurs is that as much as there's players that I don't rate for Spurs that are gonna start tomorrow, you're not gonna come to Old Trafford and park the bus. That's when I would look at the game different. Your manager is he's a proactive manager. He's not reactive. He's gonna come in. He's gonna try to play on the front foot. He's gonna try to implement his philosophy. And that's the main reason why I think this game won't be that hard on us. I could be wrong, by the way. I just think because of the way that he plays and the quality of players that he's going to put on, it's not going to really work in your favor, which is why when you play on the front foot and you leave spaces in behind, but you don't have your best players to execute that, as Flawless said earlier, you're kind of playing in our hands. That doesn't mean that we're good, but we just find it easier to play in spaces versus low blocks, because against low blocks, we've seen Rashford struggle, we've seen Højlund struggle, we've seen the midfield struggle, but you will give us enough spaces that reminds me of the Villa game, and the Villa game, they kind of opened up against us unnecessarily because they were up 2-0, and we had the spaces to run at them with Rashford, with Garnacho on the right, even Højlund, and we've seen us come back in the second half. So the type of game that it is and the type of game plan that you guys play, I think we'll leave it at a 50-50 where like I can see us losing if you guys really play a very good game, and I can see us winning because of the spaces that you guys leave us. And we just turn up whenever we decide to. Like that's the thing about this team. They could be not bothered on some days, and they could look at it tomorrow and be like, you know what, I feel good today. I had breakfast before I came here. Feel energized. Fuck it, I'm give a shit today. That's Rashford basically. I don't know which Rashford is going to turn up. I don't know which Garnacho is going to turn up. I don't know which Bruno is going to turn up. But definitely the game is up there for us to win if we decide to win it.
Yeah.
Have you seen
I
the
agree with
the
Go ahead,
video
Sean.
on Twitter?
Which one?
The boys arriving at the team hotel. Dragason's there, Van der Ven's there, Romero's there, and guess who else? Guess who else showed his face? You could barely see
Maddison?
it. You could barely see it under his hoodie and his thing, but James Maddison snuck off the
Body, the body.
the coach at the
That's
end.
right.
I don't know if that means he's playing, but it means he's travelled. So, you know, maybe a cheeky 5 minutes on the end just to do what De Bruyne did today. You know, come off the bench, first appearance, and just slot home a quick GA.
Hey,
Thank
a
you very
goal.
much.
Hey, two. Yeah, 1 goal, 1 assist. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Talk to me nice. I would very much love that. And the look on Flawless's face tells me that he would not. But real quick, there's over 200 people in the house right now across all 3 platforms. I want everyone to do me a favor. We're on a half hour. This is the first time I've suggested that you hit the like. Again, nothing is mandatory. You're here for free. We're here for you.
Nah,
hit
it's
the
mandatory.
like.
Hit the like button, man. You know what I'm saying? You like
What's that,
enjoying
sir?
the
Why are you
content.
saying
Clearly,
it's not mandatory?
It's definitely
I try to
mandatory.
give freedom of choice to the viewers, you know.
Yeah, they get freedom of
But
choice.
not
to
freedom
say
of
what they like.
consequences.
But yeah, exactly.
You don't hit the like button, there's no more streams coming up.
Yeah,
so,
facts.
you know,
Don't hit
you
the
haven't
like
gone
button.
through-
You can leave. You know what I'm
do.
saying? Run up the likes and hit the subscribe.
Let me
button.
quote my man Flawless, where you can find him at Sarcasm City TV. Like check 1 2, like check 1 2.
Max, man.
That's
Like,
one of my
check
favorite
1, 2,
sayings.
1, 2, man.
But real quick, after you hit the like on the video, I need you to click every single person's link. It is in the title. Throughout the show, you can just click their link, subscribe to their channel, hit a like on their last 5 videos. It absolutely helps, and that's free. That's free ways to support the channel. Real quick, but you could be like Ren, and you can support the channel with a super chat. Big up, Ren. Appreciate that. With her super chat today says, Sean, did you know that SAR is at AvCon? A little fun joke at Sean's expense. It's funny. Hey, Sean, you've arrived. 2 people have super chatted just about you. So love to see that. Sean, I may just need to put you on permanent display. Have a Sean cam, like a little webcam in your room. We could watch you like a zoo animal. That'd be kind of
Don't want that, bro. You don't want you don't want to see what I'm doing when I'm
Moving along. Daniel Horton, the furthest north Tottenham Hotspur fan on the globe, I should say, says, big up Jacob, -9 Fahrenheit and Fairbanks. Big up. I just wanted to acknowledge, that's pretty cool. We found a guy all the way in
Where's he
Alaska.
from? Sorry, where's he
Fairbanks,
from?
Alaska.
Alaska.
He's like 200 miles away from the Arctic Circle in the north. That's crazy to me. So
Yeah,
-9.
Big up to you, Daniel, man. Good to meet you. Good to meet you.
Is -9 Fahrenheit colder than -9? Because at some point it flips, it kind of like inverts on itself, right? Like usually Fahrenheit's a higher number than centigrade, but then on the way down it kind of flips and goes the other way. So is -9 Fahrenheit almost or colder than -9 centigrade? I think it might be.
Celsius. And it has to-
Centigrade, Celsius,
yeah.
whatever, same thing. Yeah. Yeah, different words.
You know, I
When
have
I've got
no
centigrade,
idea because I still get fucked up when people say, "Oh, it's 36 degrees Celsius," and y'all are like freaking out about how hot it is. I'm like, bro, that sounds kind of chilly to me.
Let's check. Let me Google it. It must be colder. Let me Google it.
You know, that's the beautiful thing. We all live in the age of technology.
32 Fahrenheit is 0 Celsius. So -9 Fahrenheit. I think it's colder than -9 Celsius.
I think I hear a TV.
Super
Does
cold.
someone have a TV on in the background? Or is it me? Is it
Yeah, there is
I think it's you.
like an echo?
There is some feedback.
It's you.
Is it me? There it goes. It's gone now.
Who was it?
I think that was you, Patrick. Your mic. Maybe it's a echo
-40
cancellation.
is Fahrenheit and Celsius me. Okay. Yeah.
You saw it?
I don't know what that is.
Cold
It's
anyway.
gone
I
now.
don't know. Yeah. Patrick's on mute. I don't know. Maybe it's the
Yeah, I
volume
muted
of.
I muted myself.
Yeah,
I've unmuted it. Is it me? Or...
Yeah, I think so. I think what it is your mic is picking up the output of your computer.
It's gone now though.
There it goes. Yeah, it's gone
It's
now.
gone now,
Yeah. Well, big up. Hey, a little fucking science. What did you know? That's the beauty of United Spurs America. You never know what we're gonna end up talking about sometimes. Because I have the mind. I often equate it to a squirrel at Central Park. You don't know necessarily what tree they started on, what branch is leading to what tree, but the squirrel's in the
We've
tree,
gone
and
from
that's kind of all that
Swedish
matters.
meatballs to Celsius versus
This guy has the most just random analogies, you know, random analogies. You know, like most people will just say something normal, and you'll start talking about squirrels in Central Park and what branches lead to what trees. Never change, Jacob. Like I said,
It's like
What would you know
you know,
about squirrels in Central Park, anyways?
I've been to Central Park. You don't think I'm a theater nerd? You don't think I've been to Broadway? You don't think that's
don't
one of
know.
the first places I go to when I became a
I
fan
got
of
to with the
theater?
squirrels, though.
You never hit me up when you were up here, so.
Well, technically, I didn't. This was like 10, 15 years ago. So
okay. So Jacob, when you go Broadway, is it like musicals and stuff like that? Is that what you're gonna see?
yeah, I saw The Color Purple. I saw Legally Blonde, and I think Cats, and then Blue Man Group as well. That was kind of fun.
Oh, you've really been to Broadway? Okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely, that was like, and I just remember walking around like, damn, there's more homeless people here, and I thought it kind of smells like pee everywhere I go. And then
Interesting
the people
fact,
I
I
was
used
with
to
was
work
like,
on
that's very
Broadway, so-
rude. Yeah.
It does smell like piss. Interesting fact, I used to work on Broadway back in 2020, and it did smell like piss every day. The first smell when you walk out of the train station and it just smells like piss and garbage in New York, you know, it's unforgivable that you can't forget that.
Yeah, you know, it's great. When I was in Greece and we have to have a layover in New York, really great. You're going from nice Mediterranean air to landfill. Really, really great. But speaking of, maybe that's a good analogy for Tottenham Hotspur, us being the beautiful Mediterranean air. Going to Old Trafford, some would say the theater of dreams. I would say the theater of screams. Some would say Old Trafford. Some may say the Old Leaky. I like to call it Old Leaky, but that's a little disrespectful. So maybe if I put fart at the end of Trafford, is that disrespectful? Flawless. First question for you. If I said Old Trafford, would that be disrespectful?
It's a bit childish.
I'd be like, what? If you said that, like, if you didn't explain that, I'd be like, what? I'd just be like, it's just Jacob being Jacob, and I just let it go.
Typically, everything I say is flawless is like, what? And you know what? Never
exactly.
mind.
And I just say never mind, because then I remember who I'm talking to. So I'm like, it's just Jacob being Jacob, let it go type of thing. Like, that's what it is. It's just like, yeah, it's just you being you. But
what do you think when people talk about, you know, a historical monument, like a old rundown Colosseum in Rome, right, where the gladiators once used to fight? Now it's just like a half structure thing that serves raw chicken. Where do you see it at?
It just shows where we're at. And like, I can't defend it. Like, I'm tribal, like I said, and yeah, I'll give pushback and fire back depending on who I'm talking to. But in regards to it, it's like what you're saying is factual about Old Trafford. It's like, I'm not gonna really get on your case about that. Like, it just shows where we're at. There's so much wrong with this football club. This is why I'm just so disinterested. I'm already disconnected from this season. Like, I'm just waiting for next season already. That's just where I'm at.
Do you celebrate
Steffi,
goals,
do you feel that
Flawless?
same?
Yeah. I still celebrate goals because I can't help that. That's still, because it's still, as much as they annoy me and as much as I'm disconnected, that's still my team. You know what I'm saying? It's still the team I love. So
Because I got accused of being a fake fan for not doing cartwheels in front of the camera every time we score in a meaningless game.
I don't police how fans support the club, because if someone tries to police how I support the club, I'm not trying to hear that. How you, so you're not wrong, Staffy, for not being over the moon when we score goals. I get it, because it's kind of like, it's just short term. Yeah, it's great in the moment, but long term, are we doing anything? Absolutely not. No. So I understand where your frustration lies and other Manchester United fans' frustration lies, because we shouldn't be in the situation that we are. And it's the worst part about it, it's all self-inflicted. All of our 100%. Issues are self-inflicted. And that's the most annoying part about it all.
100%.
I see you here in the chat room. Kumar says a combined 11 would have been awesome with this panel. My only thought, like, I thought about this morning, like, should we do a combined 11? But I knew this conversation with Flawless. I could hear the conversation with Staffy being like, who from your squad would make our 11? And I think really only Garnacho because of the bicycle kick, maybe Kobe Mino because of Basuma's 2 red cards. I don't know.
But are you talking like everybody fully fit? Are we talking about who's
no,
available?
Just in general. No, not available, because we did available. We're picking I mean,
All
we're,
right,
we're
cool.
at this point sifting through
We're
Calvin
getting a
Lewin,
few
but
more. We're getting a few more.
If it's
than that.
general, I'll get a couple players in. If it's on
Yeah.
form, I'm gonna be very honest with you. We're only getting players in because you have a lot of players unavailable tomorrow. So if Son is not available for the game, Rashford gets in. But does Rashford deserve to be in? No. So
Yeah, it's
that
pretty- our attacks are both like our attacks on paper tomorrow are both so bad. They are awful.
yeah, I'm
When
not
you look at our
looking.
front three and your front
Yeah,
three, it's awful.
yeah. Sorry if any Manchester United fans in the chat didn't like my little subtle jabs, maybe not so subtle jabs at just because as a kid, when you're not a fan of a club and they're successful for a sustained period of time, and then you're watching the downfall happen in slow motion, it's like what it reminds me of is I've referenced this movie quite a lot on this channel. It seems Titanic. We're just in those lifeboats, just watching the big thing slowly get
Yeah, you
swallowed by
reference
the sea.
Titanic a lot. You like it, don't you?
Yeah,
Listen,
hey, it's my wife's fault. She always makes me watch that fucking
yeah.
movie. I can't
It's
lie,
my
her
wife's fault. Yeah. Blame the wife.
There's only one
sure.
scene that I really rate in that movie.
Yeah, we know what
Flawless.
scene it is.
Yeah, you know what scene I'm talking about.
You know.
But speaking of things, maybe on the brighter side of a sinking ship like Old Trafford, I try to segue, but before I do, I have a super chat that's pretty relevant to the subject. Hang on, let me adjust this so that way I don't cover. It's covering y'all's face anyway because I fucked up the fucking layout.
Man, get to the super chat. It's
But
all good.
Ahmed Ali says, went to Old Trafford once. The hygiene standard is worse than a public toilet. It's literally a sewer. I'll throw this one to both of y'all. Did you think it was literally a sewer when you were at?
It's not literally a sewer. It's just like, of course, people go over it. Does it need modernizing? Yes, but Old Trafford's been like that for a strong minute. In regards to the hygiene, I don't know exactly what Ahmed's discussing here because hygiene just at football grounds is not really high on the list. You know what I'm saying? The things at football. So, Old Trafford definitely needs modernizing. I think everybody is fully aware of that, and the hole in the roof is just the main symbol of that.
Big, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ahmed Ali, for that donation. Ren, it is the art, absolutely. And Rich, I'm really struggling here, honestly. I'm not Katie Couric, all right? I'm not Whoopi Goldberg on The View. I can't just, this isn't.
No, the people are here for you, man. You think it, don't overthink it, man. This is United Spurs of America. They knew what they was getting. They know you well enough. It's all well and good. That's why people talking about your analogies. You talking about the Titanic, even though let's just call a spade a spade. The Titanic is an awful film. It's awful.
I mean, it's really boring. When you've seen it once, it's one of those you've seen once. That's enough, right?
It's shocking. I don't get the hype surrounding it. It's shocking. And she could have moved over at the end instead of letting man freeze.
Yeah, we all know. They did a Mythbusters breakdown. There was enough surface area on that door for the both of them. But look, rest in peace, that version of Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't even know. I had a list of shit to talk about, and I had a whole bunch of things to talk about. But as you know, when I start doing this thing, when you start,
sorry, dude, I've got to jump. Something's come up. I've got to go. Love you all. Love
Let
you.
me ask you your score prediction.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Big up.
Score prediction?
Oh, score prediction for you're trying to get score prediction from him. I think he was going to say United 3. He was going to say United 3-0.
No,
seems like an emergency happened to him. But.
Yeah. I hope he's all right. I'll text him. Don't worry. I'll sort that out. Look, who's out for you? Who's in for United? And then I'm going to go to Patty, and then we'll talk about who's in for Spurs, and we'll start really getting into the nitty gritty of this preview because I do feel like I've been slightly segueing this entire show. But Flawless, let me ask you.
Cool.
Do you have anyone back? Do you have people Shaw?
Yeah, like there's some people in training, it seems a lot. Like Shaw's in training, Casemiro's in training, Martinez is in training, Mount's in training. Who else is
No,
out?
Mount is out longer.
Is Mount definitely out? Okay, I heard
Mount is out longer still.
Some say he ain't been the same since Papa Sarr got a hold of him. But
Mount's just don't do that. Like Mount's just bang average as it is. Like let's not like somebody going up, somebody playing against him changed it. He was average at Chelsea and he's been average at Manchester United because he's a bang average footballer. Yeah. In regards to who's fit and saying Eriksen, I think he's still unavailable. So I'm not actually sure because that last game was Wigan in the FA Cup and it was a strong 11, but then on the bench it was a lot of youngsters. I actually don't know who's available and who's not. So it's a tough ask. But whoever's available or whoever's not available, it don't really change too much in my opinion because our biggest issue is creating and scoring goals. And I don't
players
see
that are
anybody
guaranteed that are
change
not
that.
available are Martial and Mount, but that's Martial not being fit is nothing new. That's like saying water is wet.
Giovanni Lo Celso.
And that's
Mount's been out for a long time as well. Now that
this is his second injury.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the issue.
Since
Papa
Montesor, it's a great clip
Mount,
of him.
Mount can take his time. Like he's no loss whatsoever.
I said that.
He is zero loss to this team. Like he can stay.
Take your time, bro.
Injured. Take your time. Do not rush back. Take your sweet time. Trust me. No loss whatsoever. So
Eriksen is back though.
Eriksen back. That's good.
Yeah, because they were sick for the Wigan game, so they were never injured. So we'll get a little bit more depth on the bench. But as far as the team that we had against Wigan, I think the only difference is going to be Eriksen and Ahmad back, and which is good because I need to see Ahmad a little bit more. I think maybe we need him to occupy the central positions a little bit more. I'm tired of watching this haram football of McTominay in the middle. You know, his existence on that pitch just pisses me off. You know, and it gives us a little bit of depth on the bench anyways, instead of all these kids that are on the bench. But as Flawless said, Casemiro's back, Lissandro's back, and Shaw are back. I thought about this yesterday, and I was like, no way he rushes them back. But then at the same time, remember, how many times has he actually rushed them back? This manager has a track history of rushing back players when they're injured, but he's very selective with who he rushes back. We've seen him rush back Lissandro before in the beginning of the season, when clearly he still had an issue with his injury from last season. And then he had to go and do surgery again because he hasn't fully healed. And the medical team apparently didn't know that. Another incompetence with this club. We're not just only incompetent in the board and on the pitch. Actually, the medical team is incompetent as well. Casemiro's also been rushed back before from injury. We've seen that. Luke Shaw, when he was injured in the beginning of the season, came back and started the first game. I think it was against Everton. He played 90 minutes. I'm like, I've seen this manager say we can't rush back players and haven't played full 90 minutes, but he's very selective with the ones that he wants to rush back and haven't played. There's no way you can get. Remember Flawless when he didn't want to play Maino 90 minutes because he was out for a few months.
Oh yeah.
Then you saw Shaw, who's injury prone, play 90 minutes on his return. So if we go tomorrow and I see Lissandro and Shaw start the game and Casemiro, I promise you I'm not shocked. Because as I said, this manager never fails to surprise us with these things that he does. I know for a fact these three players he loves to rush back, especially Sandro and Shaw. So if they're not in the squad tomorrow, or if they start tomorrow, both of them, you're gonna see the same reaction from him. Like, oh, okay, yeah.
So
let me. Not surprised.
Let me get y'all to run through. I'm gonna build it as you say it. So you're starting 11 between the two of you that y'all are gonna say Onana in goal.
Yeah.
Who are your fullbacks? Shaw.
I would say Delo and Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, Delo and Wan-Bissaka. Yeah.
Delo's been good off the left.
Yeah, and then the centre backs will probably be Varane, Johnny Evans. That'll probably be the back. That'll probably be the centre backs. Midfield, Bruno definitely plays. Probably McTominay, Maino. It's probably that's the trio, and then the front three will probably be Rashford, Garnacho, Højlund.
I agree with you, 100%.
Right. That's probably the front three. That's chopping midfield, but here we are.
Patrick, for you, does any of those names that they just rattled off, does any of that sound threatening to you? Do you worry about them? I mean, Burnley overran us in the midfield. We still controlled majority possession, but I guess that's my only real fear. Maybe the midfield may be a problem for us depending who's fit, but where do any of those names worry you?
Without being disrespectful, I think Bruno is always going to be a threat. I know he's not been great this season, but the guy does create a lot of chances and he is a good player. He annoys me. I don't like him personally. I just hate the way he's always whining at the referee. He's always sulking. I just think he's a bit of a bitch. But I do think he's a good player. Even though I
He
don't
said
like
no
him.
disrespect and called him a bitch. That's crazy.
I would say not even a bit of a bitch. I would say a full healthy dose of bitch.
He frustrates me because he could be such a good player if he just cut out all the antics, all the sobbing and whining and chasing the ref. If he just focused on the game, he could actually be a world-class player. But he just lets too many things get in the way. But he's a good player, and he can, on his day, destroy any team if he's up for it. But yeah, Bruno's always gonna. It'll be interesting to see if they start Martinez, who I do rate as a centre back, very good centre back. But I don't know. I think it might be a bit too early for him. Rashford.
Is this kind of how we're saying that you think y'all gonna line up?
Maino instead of Eriksen probably. That's the
Maino instead of Eriksen.
That's probably, but that's probably how we line up.
And obviously, in previous seasons, I was always scared of Rashford. I used to love Rashi and how he plays, and but this year he's just not the same guy whatsoever. So I'd probably say, just from looking at the team there, just Bruno Fernandes. It's funny because every Man United fan disrespects Scott McTominay, but when I was looking at the stats earlier, he's your top goal scorer in the Premier League, which is insane. He's got 5 goals. And
Patrick, that's why we are where we are. That's why we're not
crazy. I know. I looked at 22 goals. The only teams that have scored the same amount or less goals than you is Crystal Palace. They've also scored 22 goals.
United.
Yeah, but there you go. You know your team.
I know. Trust me.
Yeah. That is. I know, bro. I was shocked, Flawless. I can't lie.
I was not. Week out. And people tell me this attack's good. And these players are good. And his manager knows what he's doing.
This is what actually drives me crazy, Flawless, because people like me and you sit here and we bang the same drum all season. And then when these guys play us once a season, they're like, wow, we're shocked. Bro, why are you shocked?
You know why people are shocked? You know what it is, though, Staffy? You know why people are shocked? And this is where I'll defend people like rival fans, is because they don't watch us week in, week out. Because I've had this happen all season long. I'll be discussing with rival fans about Manchester United and how bad we are and how poor we are, and go, is it that bad? Watch us. And then they'll watch us. And then we'll talk after the recap. And they'll say, yeah, you were spot on. And they'll be like, is it like this every week? Yes. We are like this every week. I've almost fallen asleep during watch-alongs. Be sleeping after games. Like, I swear on my life.
It's not a joke.
After games, like full-blown sleep. That's how bad we are.
Yeah, it's mental. Looking at it, Spurs have scored 42 goals, which is 4th in the league. Man United 22 goals, which is 7th.
20 matches.
I know, so 1.1 goals a game. So it is bad. And like you said, Staffy, if you're being honest, he should have been sacked by now. Like, this is criminal. For a team of your stature, it's not good enough. So, the only thing is, like I was saying earlier, our record at Man United is atrocious. It's a shambles. But that is essentially, with Kane and all the other guys and other managers, this is a brand new manager going there for the first time. And you asked about score predictions. I'll jump the gun. I think we'll win 3-1 tomorrow. I'm confident that we go there and,
You know who your front line is?
It doesn't matter. When I look at our team and look at yours, with all due respect, it should be a Tottenham win. It should be a Tottenham win, especially with the players we've got coming back as well.
Patrick, so. I also do have here our suspected lineup here.
Yeah, so I would put I think it will be, I don't think he'll rush Romero and start him. I think it will be Mickey van der Ven, and it will be Emerson Royale as a centre-back pairing.
By the way, Patrick, sorry to interrupt. Mo in the background. Mo, what was said about Scholes on your stream today, we'll revisit this.
What got said?
He said they had Sam was on, so you can already know there's an agenda there.
Yeah. Fraudulent behavior. Yeah.
Scholes is a level below Gerrard and Lampard, and the only reason he's there is because his team won trophies. He was a part of the wheel. He was a clog in the wheel, but he doesn't win or lose his team games. Some shit like that. We'll revisit this, Mo, because this is not the first time that I see United slander on your channel with no United rep. So we'll be there.
But even that, minus Mo, because Mo gonna fan the Flames because Mo he
agreed.
No.
He was a good player.
No, but Mo gonna do that. One, because he's a troll, and two, he loves
playing. Big up Mo for the raid.
The crazy part is about Scholes. I guarantee the vast majority of the people watching there didn't watch him. So it is. This always comes from people who didn't watch him like that. You know what I'm saying? If you were born, if you're like a 2000 baby or onwards, don't tell me about Paul Scholes. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hear nothing. If you were born in the year 2000 or later, like let's
Tell you
do
where I never seen Paul Scholes, Cancun. But we move along.
It's not like he's
Patrick.
getting 10 there anyways. Relax. His ginger ass is staying pale.
Hey, any little string that I can pull, you already know I'm going to be pulling on it. Hey, yo. But look, I think that was a little suspect. But let me say big up Footy Judge Mo for the raid. Big up my friend and everyone coming on over from there. Make sure you are hitting a like on your way in. I did say it's not mandatory. I was corrected. I stand corrected.
It's definitely
it's
mandatory
absolutely
on every live stream on United Spurs of America, not just this one. Soon as you land, hit the like button. It's free. Subscribe. It helps support the channel and it grows the channel further. And then the bigger the channel gets, the more content Jacob can provide. And the more content
there's nearly 300 people here. There's nearly 300 people here, and we're on 122 likes. Shirley, but don't call me Shirley. We could hit over a 200 right now. But big up everybody who is here, everyone who did hit the like. Staffy, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because you keep saying it's not mandatory. Look at this Celsius, right? I like Celsius. When I go to Aldi's and I pick up Celsius, I tell them I like Celsius. They say that's cool. Now pay for it. So it doesn't mean, but just because I like it, I get it for free. So if you're watching this, it means you like this channel, right? Now pay with a like. It is mandatory. What is this thing that it's not mandatory?
It's definitely mandatory. Like, what's not mandatory is, like, for instance, joining the membership. Do that if you please, because we would really appreciate that over here at United Spurs of America. However, what you can do, like I said, is hit the like button and subscribe, because it doesn't cost you anything. It's the cost of entry, and it's free. There you go, people.
And if you have not hit the like and you're refusing to, this video clip's for you.
And the donkey's like, that's the donkey. You're a donkey.
So, again, you're allowed to live. You're allowed to live.
Best clip. Best clip.
That clip is hilarious. What is he waffling about? Yo,
I have a longer clip. Here you go.
Hey,
this is
run that clip again.
Here's the longer version.
You and donkeys are the same. What is the difference between you and a donkey? The donkey, you take the whip, you hit him, and the donkey's like, that's the donkey. You're a donkey.
That was the first clip that ever played on that channel, bro. Every time I see this clip, I remember my dad, after I picked up my report card, he would talk to me like that. Like, Staffy, you're a donkey.
Yo, That's such a fraud, man. What is he talking? I'm sorry, man. There's no what? You know what I'm saying? You had the donkeys in the same.
That was his FSG out rant when people were still saying FSG in.
Oh shit, he's such a fraud, man. The big
Oh
dog, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
love that guy.
Hey, big up TJ, man.
Big up TJ Warren, member for 2 months. Says big up Staffy and Flawless only. Defo not Jacob. Not even a big up for Patrick. What do you have against Patrick? Is it because he's Tottenham? TJ Warren TV, big up. Appreciate you being a member for 2 months. Wow, 2 months of fraudulence as a member. Congratulations. Didn't know it was possible. But guess what? He supports Arsenal, and he lives out in the cornfield, so he doesn't. He technically has antennas on his TV, and when he has to use the restroom, he walks half a mile around the ranch where the outhouse is. So shout out TJ Fraudulent Warren TV, and big up Ozan. Ozan Kabak in here says Sam has his U.S. interpreter haircut there. U.S. Army interpreter.
It's hilarious, yo. You are.
I think he had just shaved his head because of the Bellingham thing.
Hey, see, there's him being an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
That's my favorite. That's why I had to make a little short version, because I just like this so much. Big up Ozan for the big up Ozan. Look, I did show this video quite a bit. I've sent it to TJ. I've sent stickers to TJ. Flawless, have you seen the video?
No, I've not seen the video, but I know about it, and I've seen like the video pop up on my timeline. I've not watched, but hey, yo, Rich, first and foremost, you know what I'm saying?
Swallowing meat. You know what happened?
Yo,
where's the Rock when you need him? Whoa, 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 whoa,
yo, pause, man. Hey, yo, Rich.
Hey, I don't actually have the Rock one. Yeah, I've deleted everything WWE because they copy striked me for doing a Samoa Joe intro. Because Staffy was coming on, and this is Staffy said, "Don't play the intro." I did, and guess what? I got hit with copyright. So I should have just fucking listened to Staffy. But either way, this is the video. This is the
I called my
Rich is a member, so
Connecticut.
I will feel bemused if I don't show it for a member. Yeah. We discussed yesterday. I don't think Ainge would do that for $10 million, but and Arteta will pay 12 grand for that experience. But hey, look, I don't mean to digress, but Rich, that was for you. TJ, you already know that was for you as well.
You know what, Jacob?
I'm not going to play this video. I'm not going to play this
Jacob,
video.
I've changed my mind on the centre backs. I think Dragusin would go get chucked straight in. I've been thinking about it. Yeah, and then Oliver Skip will be the other midfielder, and then that's pretty much bang on what you got there.
You trust a Serie A center back who played in a 3 to come in and make his debut right away in Old Trafford of places? Like, don't get me wrong. We don't have to play the best football in the world to come to Old Trafford and kind of find it hard sometimes.
Yeah, I do. I think so. I was thinking about it, and I was like, who do you play, Emerson Royale or a natural centre back? And I think you go with the natural centre back for him for his debut. Why not? We threw Brennan Johnson in on his debut, Arsenal away at the Emirates. So I don't.
But he played in the Prem.
Like that.
You got what I'm saying?
That was still a big step up. Do you know what I mean, for his debut? I think so. I think he'll do that. It makes more sense. The more I think about it, I think it makes more sense than putting Emerson Royale in there again. Obviously,
now I'm just going to throw this out there. A Kuti, maybe. I've been training this week. Might not be 100%. I don't know. This is why there's 2 blank spots in my predicted 11 for Tottenham Hotspur. So, is it going to be Skip? Is it going to be Højbjerg, Patrick? What do you think?
Skip.
It's got to be Skip, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of where it's been in his.
Yeah, they're both bad, but I'd say Skip over Højbjerg right now.
Not great. And you're saying Dragusin to go ahead and get in.
Let's throw him in there, man.
All right. I mean, I think Brennan Johnson and Werner will play a little higher up. But... So you're thinking this is kind of the shape that we'll see from us tomorrow?
Yeah, that looks good. That looks realistic.
When you see this, Staffy, is there anything that really threatened you? Obviously, we've talked about this front 3 is not really the most threatening, I would say, on paper.
Let's say it sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was our 3, Jacob, you've had so many bars. You know what I'm saying? There's so much to say. Let's not be nice about it. Our front 3's bad, and so's yours on paper. Let's not.
I don't know about it. I think you lot can get got out with that front 3. I really do. I think Brennan Johnson.
Come on, don't do that.
No. What do you mean? Don't? People are overdoing it with Brennan Johnson. I think he's been quite good, to be fair. Yes, the finishing does leave a lot to be desired, but he actually caused a lot of problems. Werner, I don't know what he's going to do, but he is exciting, and he can cause you guys a lot of problems. And Richarlison, for as bad as he's been, he's 5-5 in the Premier League. So, he's got more goals than all your strikers. So it's not as bad as you're making it out to be. With all due respect, we're playing Man United tomorrow. We're not going to the Etihad. We're not going to the Emirates. It's Man United. So I think
these can be famous last words, right? You do know that.
Listen, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, it is what it is. I'm confident. I think we'll beat you lot tomorrow. So yeah, and I think I'm not talking it up. I'm just saying what it is. It's Man
Let me
United,
ask you something about this midfield, because for me, we got away with it, I think, versus Burnley, getting overrun in the midfield while it's controlling most of the ball. I think that's not going to be the case versus a Manchester United. And we're, like Flawless had kind of said at the beginning of the show, that Staffy or Flawless, I don't really remember, the way that we play bodes better for them than if we were to just sit back and press them on the counter. I mean, when we did that last time I know it was lockdown. I think it may have been at home, but it was still a nice little 6-1. Shout out Eric Lamela. But this is, I just worry about our midfield. Now, Rodrigo Bentancur is back. He hasn't really looked 100% himself, but half the time he was on the ball, he did something nice. Half the time he got dispossessed. And defensively, I think he's a little porous because he's still working his way back from 2 major injuries. So respect for that. But do you, Patrick, get concerned at all from do you think Bentancur could be back to his full health? Do you think that he could give us back what we're expecting, reaching those levels so soon? Last time we played at Old Trafford, I remember, I think he was playing on a hurt hip, and he was very, very bad. And that was where I was kind of critical of him. I was like, these big matches versus Manchester United is where I've seen him kind of go into a shell. And this was pre-injury. So now with 2 injuries on top of that, one of my fears, obviously Oliver Skip is a major fear for me, but do you think Bentancur can step up and be who we know him to be? Or do you think it's a moment of maybe he could shell up again? I don't know. I would say I'm a little concerned about that. And midfield Kulusevski, if he does have the bubble guts or whatever it may be, I don't know. Obviously, we got to hope that Kulusevski is going to be in this formation. But in the midfield, Patrick, are you concerned?
No, not at all. When Bentancur came back, the surprise start against Everton, he was fantastic. He was really good. He was good against Bournemouth as well. Obviously, yeah, he's not at 100% yet, but he's been good in every game I've seen him. So no, I'm not concerned with him. My only concern in that midfield is Oliver Skip. I think he's so bad. His touch is atrocious. He always seems to be half a second behind the actual gameplay. Always fouling. Always gets a yellow card. Can't pass. Underhits passes. Tackling is off. He's just not a good player. But obviously, when you're carrying Højbjerg and Skip, it's much of a muchness. It's like the lesser of two evils, whoever you want to put in. But other than that, I look at that team and, yeah, man, I'm confident. I think people are being a bit disingenuous with Brennan Johnson. I think he's been more than okay considering this is his first season at a big club. Only a second season in the Premier League. He's young. It causes a lot of problems. Sometimes his decision-making is a bit, but yeah, I think he's decent. Timo Werner, we just hope that he can hit the ground running. We're going to need his experience. And Richarlison, for all of his flaws, the guy, has been in decent form. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see Kulusevski in the 10 as well. This Man United team isn't good, let's be real. There's a lot of problems and issues there, and they can be got at. So, yeah, I'm excited. Look at that back line, Johnny Evans and Varane. Varane hasn't been good this season. Basako is decent, but going forward, he's not a threat. I think Diego Dalot is good. He's a good player. That midfield stinks. Scott McTominay, Fernando.
But I mean, McTominay, like let's just go like for like.
Pairing's been decent though. You know what I'm saying? For Johnny Evans and Varane have actually. Nah, they've been.
You say decent.
I wanted to say that first. I'm happy you.
Varane, the midfield I agree with stinks, but in regards to like our actual centre backs,
I don't know about decent. I mean,
I'll have an issue with them.
We've let in so many goals, and obviously we've had a lot of issues. But you lot have only conceded 2 less goals than us. So defensively, you lot are just as bad. Do you know what I mean? And that is, you can look at how many players we've had out. We've had fullbacks playing as centre backs for the last 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
And yet you lot have only, we've conceded 29 goals. You lot have conceded 27. So defensively, you're just as bad.
Hold on a second. Flawless is not saying this has been our starting centre back partnership.
Yeah, that's what.
When they have played, they've been decent.
That's what
That's what I'm trying to say. They haven't. Like, look at your record and look how many goals you've conceded.
But these, but none of that. But you're looking at when Maguire's played, when Lindelof's played. These two, when they played together, have done decent. Even though it's been a few games, they haven't been. Johnny Evans has been like.
He's been our
crazy. He's arguably our best centre back.
Arguably he is. No, it's not a joke. He's been very good at what he does.
I'm laughing because Flawless is laughing. I'm not laughing. No.
Because he has been like people like to get on Johnny Evans because of the age, but if the rest of our team were as consistent as him, we'd be in a much better place. There's not been one game this season we've played where I go, Johnny Evans was bad today. He is Mr. 6, 7 out of 10. And if we had 6, 7 out of 10s all over the pitch, we'd be in a much better state. Like the fullback areas have been a problem. Dalot might be in better form now, but it's like they're just moderate. Yeah, our midfield's awful. That's where why our defense has suffered so bad. Even though I don't rate the defenders from an individual standpoint, our midfield being just a mess is what's not helped. Don't get mistaken, we're not good defensively. It's just that I don't rate your attackers like that. I think Johnson is decent. Yes. I think Johnson, I don't think he's a bad player.
Do you see Dalot versus Johnson being a weak spot?
No.
Dalot's been very good.
I don't think Dalot is gonna struggle with Johnson. And then your other 2 attackers, I think, are awful. Richarlison, yeah, he's scoring goals and he's an awful, like, let's call a spade a spade. He's awful.
He is.
Don't hit me with the goals, because then if I try and say, all right, Nicholas Jackson scored goals, you man don't rate Nicholas Jackson.
Well, I don't rate him because of. Never mind. I'm not going to talk.
No, you don't rate Jackson because you know why you don't rate Jackson, Jacob? Because you got 2 eyes and a brain and can see he's just not very good. That's why. Don't let goals mask it. So let's not do the same.
While Richarlison while Richarlison does have shortcomings as a overall footballer, I think he has improved since he had his pubis injury. He had surgery on his pubis bone. Now, if you don't know where that is, it's deep in the nether regions. Now, fixing that can make a man different. Can make
I don't
a
think
man.
we needed to know that, but
we didn't need to. And the thing is, you know what's crazy is he's explained this before. That is the maddest part. Is that he said
I just like I find the word phonetically funny. Pubis. I like it.
But here the thing is, Jacob, it's easy to improve when the bar's on the floor. We all know the level Richarlison is as Andrew Graham playing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, he is playing well because I do enjoy watching you lot. You lot play good football regardless of who's out there. Always entertaining matches. But Richarlison is awful. Come on, man.
Again, I'm going to say this. We don't rely on individual brilliance to build up and score our goals. We rely on teamwork goals. So, again, my same argument for Richarlison, I'm going to make the same thing that I said for Timo Werner, which is while his finishing may not be what a Big Six club should be looking for in a striker, Richarlison wasn't Ange Postecoglou signing for what it's worth. I don't in a fully fit 11, he wasn't. After we put Son as the number 9 because he was clearly more clinical there, he wasn't even the first choice left winger. So Richarlison is there because of necessity, and we are relying on him at this juncture. Now, again, his goals, if you look back at every single one of them, it wasn't individual brilliance on his part. It was being in the right position and the team building up and creating that as a collective. So again, while he may not be all this and that, he may be enough with another bit of enough and another bit of enough to equal some of this and some of that. That's my hope anyway. And that's what I think Ange Postecoglou sees at least. And that's, I mean, at this point, we don't have no other option. Now, I don't think Richarlison's going to be the one to see us over the line tomorrow. No, I don't. I've jokingly predicted Timo because it's fun. And I just like saying Timo. And so if we do win off of a Timo, I'm going to be insufferable. I'm gonna be sending voice notes. It's gonna be a good Sunday.
I just don't know where the service comes from.
Staffy, you know what? I was gonna say that, I'd hear all that if Son was there and Madison. The supporting cast outside of Kulusevski, because I do rate Kulusevski, and I think he's the danger man. It's awful.
Overall, Brennan Johnson whips in a lot of crosses. He beats.
I think he's decent. I think that's why I said when I spoke on Johnson, I think he's decent, but do I think he's enough? No. I am not fearful of Brennan Johnson in this game.
Yeah, no, but there's some like Jacob said, together as a collective, there's more than enough there to get the goals. I'll
tell you what, we have two very good box defenders, which is why they've been doing well. They haven't been the best partnership in terms of if you're trying to play expensive football and build from the back and all that. Evans and Varane is not your partnership. That's not the partnership to move forward. However, when it comes to just simply defending your box, these two have been amazing at it, which is why even though we're not winning a lot of games and we're conceding a lot of goals, we have joint the most clean sheets because on the day when these two play, you'll get a clean sheet depending obviously on the opposition. Now, when I see Richarlison
someone said Casemiro and Lisandro Martinez, do you see them starting?
I don't think so. Now, that's why I said to you earlier, if he does start out, I wouldn't be surprised. Realistically, you shouldn't. Lisandro's been out for a few months with surgery, not just a regular injury. He's been out with surgery because he didn't recover from his first injury that he did surgery for last year. So realistically, you're not supposed to come back. Casemiro's been breaking down a few times this season. I think age is starting to catch up to him. So realistically, if you start him again, it doesn't make sense. The only reason you would start Casemiro is because your midfield is shit. And it's mainly shit because McTominay is there.
Yeah,
our midfield, the individuals are not bad. Like when I talk, and I'm gonna say this with chest, Mainu is the best midfielder on the pitch tomorrow. I don't care what anyone says. Mainu is the pound for pound. I think he's the best midfielder tomorrow, which is why
fully fit Rodrigo Bentancur. I think gets out of run for his money.
On the pitch or for your team? On the pitch.
He said no. He's the best midfielder on the pitch tomorrow.
He's not better than Bentancur. Come on, let's be serious.
When's the last time Bentancur played 90 minutes?
The other day.
Is he fully fit?
He's been playing.
He's fully fit now.
I'm just asking.
Yeah. He's fully fit now, but he just came back from his second injury, and I've thought since he's come back, he's shown some signs of who he is and some signs of a little timidness, and I think that's natural when you're coming back from two injuries like he did in such quick succession. But for the main part, I would agree with Patrick here. I think Bentancur on his day, if we get the version of Bentancur that we've seen.
Mate, that is so cheeky. I can't believe Staffy.
Here's the thing. You need to understand this. Me saying that it's not me dissing Bentancur. It's more of me praising Mainu. Because I'll say this so many times this season. No, you can laugh about it, but you'll see
Yeah,
you'll
no,
see it tomorrow for
that's
yourself.
crazy.
We
will see it tomorrow. That is criminal.
You'll see it tomorrow for yourself.
You said that. I can't believe that you said that.
Bro, here's the thing.
But,
That's what I'm saying. I don't rate the midfield, but when it comes to individuals, I will rate Minu. And you'll see tomorrow. The thing to me,
Bentancur is 10 times better than Manu. Like, come on, like what are you saying? What are you watching?
Based on what is he 10 times better?
Everything. Tempo setting, dictating games.
Have you watched Manu play this season?
Tackling.
And he's 18.
Yes, I have. And for you to say that, have you watched Bentancur? Like, that is crazy.
No, I rate Bentancur, but I told you my statement is more of praise for Manu rather than disrespect.
But you must really rate Manu then to say that, because Bentancur is definitely one of the better midfielders in the league. So, like, for you to say
I've watched Manu play in person.
I don't know about him being one of the better midfielders in the league.
He is.
He don't make you. He don't. If he was, he'd make your 11.
Who? Bentancur?
Yeah, when everybody's available. When everyone's fit and available, he's holding bench.
He will. He definitely will.
Over who?
Over Basuma, maybe Sarr. Like, Bentancur is that.
Bentancur is not even better than Basuma.
He's not better than Basuma.
Bentancur is so good, honestly. Like,
he's
even
not better
before he
than
got injured, he was the best player on the pitch against Aston Villa before he got injured.
He's
When
a
he
good
comes
player,
back, the first game back.
I'm just saying, everybody fit. There's probably Spurs fans in the chat. What? Actually, Jacob, don't stay quiet. Everybody fit. Does Bentancur start in your midfield? Don't think you getting out of this one, because I know you know the answer.
I could see him starting over Papa Montessori.
No. The question I'm asking you is, you're the manager. Who's your midfield three? Don't try sit on the fence. We don't do that here.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real honest. My midfield three in a fully fit Tottenham Hotspur 11. Yeah. I would go with Maddison at the 10 and Basuma and Bentancur as our double pivot. That's what I would go with, because I think they both possess a lot of the same good qualities. And I think actually Bentancur going forward is a little bit better than Sarr, but Sarr has added 2 goals this season to his game. He's done the Marcus Rashford Selly more than Marcus Rashford, so he can hold that. Clean up all the oceans you want, but I'm going to keep doing this, but it's in the name of Papa Montessori. But also I'm going to say this. Bentancur, I think, like Basuma, picking the ball up from our box, turning with it, and finding a progressive pass or switch of play, Sarr's better at the switch of play. But picking up the ball and carrying it, I think they're about even. But I think in the final third, Bentancur can be better.
Yeah, but Sarr's not there. Sarr's not playing in that midfield to be in the final third. We know this.
Well, Ainge has said that he sees Sarr playing a 6, 8, and a 10, depending on what the game's needing at that moment. And there's times where he pops up right in front of the box, and he's like a second striker.
Yeah, because he's athletic enough to get forward and get up the pitch, as will Basuma as well. But we know if we list why Sarr is there, at the bottom of that list is offensive. We're not looking for Sarr. Andrew's not looking at Sarr and going, you're adding to me from an offensive standpoint. When you have Maddison in front, when you have your 2 wingers, when you have your striker, whoever that is, and your forwards inverting. But hey, I fucks with the Bentancur pro. You know what I'm saying? I think he's good, and that's it.
In a very uncreative side, he was like our most creative midfielder. So I rate him highly in the fact that I've seen him be creative in an uncreative system, in an uncreative team, and an unmotivated team.
Is he a better 10 than Kulusevski?
No.
10? Probably not. Not as a 10.
I'm just trying to gauge where you man have him. All right,
Kulu's passing over. I like Kulusevski moved in centrally, because I think you're limiting him as a player on the right wing, and you're making him do things he's not necessarily good at. And that's why I've been saying, I was getting a lot of shit from people who tune into the channel, because they're like, why are you so upset with Kulusevski? I was just done with him as a right winger, because I needed someone like a Brennan Johnson to really have that pace to threaten a back line. Now, again, think about it. Is Diego Dalot, Luke Shaw, whoever it may be, if it's Kulusevski, they're not worried about him getting behind him. They could keep up. But if it's Brennan Johnson, now it's a bigger question mark. Now that's something else for them to think about.
Kulusevski. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'd rather see Kulusevski. I'd rather see Johnson on the wing than Kulusevski. Because one thing Kulusevski has, he's better technically, his movement's better, and he's more creative.
Kulusevski can get Dalot a yellow in the first half.
I think he's tougher to play against. Yes, Johnson's quicker, but if you're asking me as a Manchester United fan who I'd rather see on the wing, and don't get me wrong, I don't think Johnson's bad. I think he's just decent, but I don't look at him and go match winner. Kulusevski in this game, I think if you lot win this game, he's gonna be your best forward. He's the guy I'm looking at.
I think it is. That's a great point and a perfect segue into my next thing, because really that was going to be my point. If he plays, Kulusevski's going to be. If he has a shit game like he had 2 games ago, where he was getting physically outmanned, and every 50-50, every time he had the ball, he was getting out physical. If he plays like that, it's going to be a long day in the office. But if it's the Kulusevski that I'm confident he can be as our number 10, again, this is why I say as a right winger, I don't really rate. I feel like you're putting the cheetah in a very small cage. And that's a bad animal analogy, because he's not like a fucking cheetah. Obviously, that's my whole point of not putting him out there on the right. But all the things that he does well, you are opening that up when you put him in the middle of the pitch. Now I'm seeing Kulusevski playing out on the left. He can swing across and on that left boot, or he can cut it back into the right and try to go over the top for Brendan making a running cut. Pedro Porro inverting and whenever he gets into the final third. So I think Kulusevski's skill set and football IQ is better suited in the middle of the park, just behind the striker, where he has more freedom to be creative, to be the player that he can be. Because to me, that's where I see the best out of him. And that's just
if
me.
Madison was available, though, you know he would be on the right. And actually, tomorrow, if he was on the right and Madison was playing, I think listen, if Madison starts tomorrow, I don't know if he's fit enough to start, but if he does, that's the best thing that is going to happen to you. Because to me, the issue with Kulusevski, and I rate Kulusevski, by the way. I hope you understand that. I really rate him. Against what everyone says, I actually rate Kulusevski. The issue is tomorrow, as I said, he's going in that spot he's playing. He's going against, in my opinion, our best midfielder. When he plays against Menu tomorrow, I think it's kind of canceling out. The same thing where I told you, remember when I said Garnacho and Udogie is going to be the matchup to look for? Because right now on the right, he's playing as our best winger, and you have Udogie, who I rate very high defensively, even though people don't want to rate his defensive work. That's 2 good matchups that are being canceled by very good defenders. Meno, as much as a lot of people like to talk about him being young and all that, the kid is 18, but almost every game he wins over like 50% of his duels. And that's something that people don't know about him. Not only is he good on the ball, not only does he control games, not only is he very mature on and off the ball, he wins his duels. He's about 5'10", and he wins over 50% of his aerial duels. It shows you that he's actually physically dominant, and he's only 18. I know Patrick mentioned this already, and I say this again. I do rate him very highly. I said about this kid, by the way, I called him a generational talent. And I've been saying this since the summer, because I've watched him in person play. I've watched him, yes, I understand it was a preseason game, but I watched him go against Odegaard, Rice, and whoever they were playing at that time, and he absolutely bossed that midfield. Playing next to Bruno and Mount. Playing next to Bruno and Mount looking good anyways, to me, that's already a compliment. For you to look in a shit midfield like that, and you're coming out and you held your weight, that's what he's been doing. This kid debuted against against Everton away, then went to Galatasaray away, and then went to Newcastle away, and then went to Liverpool away a couple weeks later. And on all these games, he's looked good. And no disrespect to Kulusevski or anyone, but these have been tough games. Tomorrow is a game at home against Kulusevski, who I think is very good, but physically he's not going to be able to match him. I still think we have the best midfielder on the pitch tomorrow. So he's going to cancel him out, in my opinion.
I mean, obviously, yeah, big up your player, but I'm shocked that I'm hearing that. Even if you look at the comments, all the Spurs fans who watch him week in, week out like me know how good he is. It is a shame he's been injured for a lot of this season, but yeah, it's chalk and cheese. And mate, yeah, it's
in a couple of years, we'll remember this, Patrick. In a couple of years, we'll laugh about
right now. We're talking about right now. Forget the couple of years. Right now.
I know, because you're saying it sounds crazy. When you guys see enough of him, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
But Bentancur is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League.
No, but I didn't say Bentancur. I'm saying Kulu going against Menu.
Ron Kumar says Kulu's going to outmuscle Menu tomorrow. A little bit of LeBron James.
Than you think.
LeBron James.
No, he's not. I promise.
He is. I promise. Come on. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here?
LeBron James.
I promise you.
We'll see it. I'm so looking forward to this game now. I'm going to be on Menu watch. The way I'm going to be watching this kid.
Bro, I'm telling you, the Menu hype is real.
Yeah, I know.
The Menu hype is real. You know what? And I'm all for it, because honestly, in a lackluster side, they say if you're any good, you'll shine even when the others around you are not. And if that's what he's able to do at Manchester United per Staffy, I'm not sure. Did Flawless say his take on Kobbie Mainoo, where he stands in this regard, does he? I'll ask him when he gets back. But look, there's over 300 people in the chat right now. Make sure you are hitting a like on the video. Make sure you are subscribed to all these panelists that I have on this show. Those are absolutely free. You can also partake.
Donovan,
in the
you're more welcome to come to my channel, Donovan. I see Donovan there. I'm only adjusting because he's a member of your channel. He's saying he's gonna visit my channel when my boy's anonymous. Listen, you're more than welcome to visit my channel, and we'll speak about that. But I am telling you right now, this won't happen, and I'll bet my house on it. And this is coming from, by the way, someone who Jacob will tell you perceived as a negative United fan. So when I actually speak positivity, you know the quiet kid, Jacob, when like the quiet kid at school doesn't say anything, and then all of a sudden he gets angry and gets loud. You're like, okay, he doesn't usually show emotions like that. There's something going on. This is me. I'm the negative one. So for me to come out and speak positive,
for you to big up
like
a player, yeah, that means something. I just, it'll be interesting. Are you gonna be doing a watch along? I'll be doing one. Are you gonna be doing 100%, one, Staffy?
100%. We're doing 3 watch alongs tomorrow.
Just make sure you answer the phone. All right. If
I'll be doing Egypt watch along.
You see my face.
Listen, I'm watching Egypt as well. So we're gonna be watching United and Egypt at the same time.
Maybe you'll get more joy out of Mohamed Salah playing for your national team than you will when Tottenham Hotspur go marching into Old Trafford. We'll find out.
Or maybe I lose both. Maybe it's a double whammy for me.
Who have Egypt got tomorrow, Staffy? Who are Egypt playing?
Mozambique.
Yeah, you should win that.
I keep saying the only team that's worse than United is probably Egypt. Egypt is the international Manchester United.
Oh, really? I didn't know. I thought it was all right. You got to the final last time, right?
Bro, we got to the final playing Jose Mourinho and Conte football. Every game except for the Morocco one. Surprisingly, Morocco, the best team in the World Cup, eventually Arab team in the World Cup, is the only team we scored against. Every other game went to penalties, including the final. Imagine watching 120 minutes of no goals for 3 games in a row. Terrorist football, bro.
So let me, we kind of discussed that a lot of us think Kulusevski is going to be the guy who, if he's ticking and able to outmuscle people, that he could be the real difference maker. Before I ask my actual question, now that Flawless is back, Flawless, where are you at with this Kobe Mainoo hype? Are you saying he's the best midfielder on the pitch tomorrow, despite whatever configured 11 we go out with?
I hear the argument for it. I just need to see the only problem I have with Mainoo is I just need to see him more. You know what I'm saying? But from what I've seen so far, I hear where Staffy's coming from. I hear the conversation because he is that good. When you look at a 6 or an 8, he seems to have everything in his locker. But like I said, he's not even started 10 Premier League matches for us. So I'm not gonna jump the gun yet. I need a bigger sample size than that. What happens when he has a bad run of form? How does he bounce back? But he is performing alongside individuals who are not good in a system that's not good. And that's testament to him. Like I said, he has all that. When you look at it, he has all the attributes. Someone mentioned in one of the comments about his balance. That's the thing that I noticed as straight away about him. Lovely balance. And I'm like, and then also on top of that, his composure. He plays like someone who's 28. You know what I'm saying? But he's 18. So, but yeah, in regards to Mainoo, it's just time. But if he carries on at this trajectory and continues to perform well, and I've watched him perform well, i.e., away at Anfield, he was our standout midfielder. So I hear the argument for it.
So really putting the needle to nylon here. Who's going to be the best midfielder on the pitch tomorrow, Flawless? Staffy says Mainoo. You say Mainoo.
Maybe Mainoo. Yeah.
That's 2 Mainoos.
Yeah. Maybe Mainoo.
Patrick, what are you saying? Who's going to be the best midfielder?
There's only one Kobe Mainoo.
Bentancur. and you know what's funny though? I've watched Mainoo play quite a few times, and I've watched him, and I've never thought, oh, he's had a bad game, but I've never also thought, oh my god, that guy's amazing. So tomorrow I'll be watching him closely just to see what you guys are saying. Like I rate you guys' football takes. Obviously, both of you lot know your football, but to say he's better than Bentancur right now, that is wild.
Yeah, just to clarify, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, that is very.
Just to clarify, I'm not saying that.
That is very disrespectful.
Just to clarify, I don't think it is. Bear in mind, generational talent. I didn't say that either. Just to yeah.
Just so you know, I've said this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because a lot of people love to tell me you've only watched him for 2 games, blah blah blah. You said that. I've said that before. A ball was kicked this season. So for people who don't believe, Jacob works with me a lot. Jacob knows I've been saying this.
He said that after he saw him live. I remember being like, "Yeah, we were ass." And I
just since the summer in general. Just since
And
in
Pat,
general. So I've been talking about.
And you spoke about like him. He's not one of them players who's gonna wow you. He's never that. He's never like because
but still from
the attributes he has, they're not wow factors. They're not. Like having great balance and being agile and being mobile.
See, that's the same thing that Bentancur does.
No, but that's why I rate him though, Jacob. We never disrespected Bentancur, but I just praise Mano that high.
And also from
that's fair. That's very fair
as well. And also you have to add in his age. And
100%.
What I would say to Kevin Mitchell real quick, he says Bentancur is not good enough for Bayern bench, but apparently Eric Dyer is. So where are the standards, my friend? Talk to me nicely every single time. You got to hold that one.
You must have had a great view of that.
Wow, unbelievable from the back. Yeah.
Unbelievable from the back indeed. Hold that. Wasn't good enough for Juventus bench. Walks into your squad, but hold that as well. Look, we've talked a lot about squads.
He would
I agree. I agree with that as well. But look, we are almost at an hour and a half, and I know Flawless says he had an hour and a half, so I don't want to keep anyone too much longer. So we do really got to get into the final part of this show here, and that is going to be score predictions and your goal scores. So chat, anyone who's familiar with the way that things go here, now is your time to get your score predictions and your goal scores in. I will ask my guest, and then I will read yours that I star, and then I will give you mine. So in a sanctity of time, I'm going to go around the panel. Flawless, I'll start with you. But not only do I want your goal scores and your score predictions, how do you see this game playing out? Is it a matter of us getting overrun in the midfield? Is it y'all controlling on the counter with Garnacho running down and while we have our two fullbacks inverted? I don't know. Like, I want to know how you see this playing out first half, second half, score prediction, goal scores, and all that.
Dependent on our midfield. Dependent. Because if it's Mano, McTominay, Bruno, you lot dominate more of the ball and we catch you on the counter attack. Now, if it's Mano, Eriksen, and Bruno, for example, if it's those three, then I believe it'll be more 50-50, 55-45, but we still go to catch you on the counter. Because you lot with that high line, it suits our players down to a T. And again, that doesn't mean we're going to beat you 4-5-0. It just suits our attackers more. So that's the way I see the game going. But it's dependent very much on our midfield lineup. I think we win the game 2-1 because of what I'm talking about in regards to the high line. I think Garnacho scores. And I'm going to go Rashford. I think Garnacho gets one. I think Rashford gets one. That's what I'm going to go with. I'll go with those two.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Jacob, before you move on to the next one, I'm going to go. I'm going to head off to the stream. But big up for having me. Love every single time.
Hey,
Patrick,
appreciate having you on.
See you as always. Big up. Same to you, Staffy, every time. Yeah, bless up you, man. And hey, everyone in the chat, continue to run up the likes, man, and subscribe here. Jacob doing great work, man. Great content. So yeah, man, big up every time. Bless.
Big up, Flawless every single time. What a great guy. Make sure you go check out Sarcasm City TV. It is in the title. It is in the description. That's 2 places for you to find the link and everyone's link that has been on this stream today. So make sure you are supporting every content creator. Whether you look, Flawless has a lot of discussions. He has a weekly Tottenham show, a weekly Q&A show, and trust me, I be in the chat over there. I sometimes make appearances. So make sure you are subscribed to Sarcasm City TV every single time. But as the shitty host that I've been today, I actually didn't hear his goal score prediction. What was it?
He said Garnacho and Rashford.
And it's going to be 2-1?
I think he said 2-1.
He said 2-1 United.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I've just been a really bad host today. I'm not going to. I've been so distracted with the comments and my phones and all that. But so that's one prediction for United. Patrick, I'll go to you next. How do you see this game kind of playing out? If Spurs win it, where do we find our success? Who's scoring our goals?
I went 3-1 Spurs on other shows, and I'm going to stick to that. I think it's going to be a tight game. 3-1, but it's not going to be an easy 3-1. It's going to be very tight, and I think we may sneak a couple late on. I'd probably say, funny enough, even though people have been getting onto Richarlison, I think he's going to score a couple. I'm going to go with Brennan Johnson. Just to throw a little curveball, and I think finally start scoring goals again. I think Timo Werner will play a big part in the game, so will Kulusevski. I don't know. I think it's not going to be one of our greatest displays, but at the end of the day, I think we'll do enough to get the job done, which is all that we need to do right now. So yeah.
All right. So you got Brennan Johnson scoring, Kulusevski scoring?
No, I've got Brennan Johnson and Richarlison scoring a brace.
Ooh,
I think he's going to be.
Richarlison with the brace.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a pest. He's going to be a pest. And
I respect it.
hound the thing. Brennan Johnson's going to get an assist for Richie, and yeah. But to be fair, I'll take any scores, any goals, and any sort of win as long as we win, man. Our record at Old Trafford stinks. Yeah, it's really bad. I was shocked when I saw how bad it was. So it's time to 4 away wins in 63 games. Obviously not 63, but 4 away wins for Spurs. It's bad.
Not great. Not a great record.
We've only beat them 11 times in 63 games. Home and away in the Prem. That's crazy.
It's a horrible record. Staffy, I know you have a show after this. Do you need to go now? Do you need a second and then come back and then? I'm redirecting the Staffy's channel after this for what it's worth because he's got a. Who do you got on your panel? You doing like a big review?
I got Saturday night show. For a lot of people who've been tuning in, they already know what's up with the Saturday night show. But for the new people, we run a show every Saturday at midnight UK time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern time here, the East Coast in the USA. And we usually review the games of the day. I have Hamza coming on today. He's gonna be yapping about City and their last minute win. I got Jimmy the Spliff also to talk about Chelsea, and I got Strasbourg Steve and obviously myself. So there's a lot of football to talk about after this game. After this show. But I got until the top of the hour still.
All right, cool. Yeah, that was a fun. I watched the City Newcastle match. That was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. As a neutral, it was bro. Those 2 goals. When people say, "Would you take Alexander Isak at Spurs?" Did you see a striker cut in and shoot and curl it around a keeper? That is what we don't have from Richarlison. He's not going to do that for us. I haven't seen him do it ever for us. So I would absolutely take Alexander Isak. Anthony Gordon, same thing. Right foot curled around the keeper. I don't know if that's the keeper's weak spot or what, but that was absolutely fun to see. So, but cool. Let me ask you, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur, going to the old Trafford. What do you think? How do you think this is going to play out? And if whoever wins, how do you see them getting that? What is the avenue to success for them, Staffy?
I think you guys are going to come out and you're going to start the game strong. You're going to try to impose your play. And I think Ange is very good. One thing I'll give Ange is that he's very good at getting the message across to the players. Because I've seen him being able to get the same football at times from the lesser players as much as he does from the good players. And that says a lot about your manager, because I like to call them the Goofy Reds. The Goofy Reds in my fan base, they like to say that we're not playing good football because we have injuries. I've seen pretty much a lot of our players be available this season, and some of them sometimes they weren't, but all of them at some point look bad. And I don't think we haven't been playing good football because of injuries. I think because the manager's not good enough to get the message across. When I see Ange doing the same thing on paper, we can all say these are lesser players. So that's one
less expensive. We could say that much for sure.
I never look at the money though, because like with Man United, you're always going to end up paying more. And for Jason, if you think I'm arrogant, there's a difference between arrogance and confidence. I'm sorry you lack confidence in your life, and you can't sit here comfortably in front of thousands of people at all times and speak like I do. But that's up to you, bro.
Whoa, where did that come from? What's going on?
because a lot of people like to say that there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. I'll sit here and confidently.
I haven't read the comments. So
saying I'm arrogant, I don't value my subscribers. My subscribers are the most important thing to me, as well as the people that I work with. I don't think anyone who's ever worked with me has had an issue, and my subscribers know what's up. So you can sit here and lie about me all you want, but my subscriber knows what's up on my channel. But anyways, back to the game.
I'm one of your subscribers, and if you don't care for the subscribers, I'll fly to the East Coast and fight you myself. How about that? But go ahead.
I played all night pro clubs with you, so if anything, you could tell that I care about my subscribers and my friends, because Jacob is a friend of mine. But listen, I think you guys are gonna come off at the beginning of the game. You're gonna come strong at us. Pause. You're gonna play your game. You're gonna try to impose your game, but we're gonna do. I think in the first half we're gonna struggle. I think you guys do get an early goal in the game. I think we're gonna do something similar to Aston Villa, where in the second half We're kind of going to feed off the crowd. We're going to try to have a bounce back. And I think because of the way that you guys play, eventually you will get a little bit exhausted. You will start leaving more gaps. You will start to lose your focus and not track back all the players at all times. And that's when I think we start winning the game. I think that's when we start finding more space. And I actually agree with Flawless. I do think the goal scorers tomorrow are going to be Garnacho and Rashford. And if not, it might be a Bruno penalty because recently we have been finding a lot of ways to... We've been causing a little bit of trouble in the box. We're not really scoring a lot of goals, but almost every game there's like a decision or two where like, oh, is that a penalty for United? Is not a penalty for United? Romero, if he's in the game, you know he doesn't like. There's always gonna be at least one incident in the game where Romero like has you guys like holding your hand on your like. Is that a foul? Is that a penalty? Is that a record? Like it's gonna.
My hand is not on my heart in those instances. I'll tell you that. Hand is elsewhere.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. Felt right.
Why would you say that?
Right
You just love to say "Ayo." It's like this is what happens when I introduce you to Oski, bro. It's the worst thing I ever did is introduce you because now you just want to Ayo for no reason. Anyways,
no, we were talking about Romero. You were talking about we are hand on our heart. This is the only hearts I see.
That's fine.
Shut up.
Listen, I think we're gonna win 2-1. I think in the second half we find ways to win it. If you guys had
clear of your Argentinian center back, I know that much. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Very rude of me.
That's fine. He had more clean sheets than him last season. But anyways, could you stop putting his picture here?
Sorry.
I think we're gonna do enough in this second half to win. I think if you guys are halas, man, what is this? Why did you go on vacation with him or something? He has so many pictures of him, like they've been on vacation together. Look at this. It looks like Jacob took this. Yo, Romero, look up.
Romero, look back. And just to show you he's not as harmful as people think. They say he's dangerous. He ain't dangerous.
Is that his nan?
That's his mother. He bought his mother and his father houses in Argentina and in London when he signed his contract with Tottenham Hotspur. He's full of love. I always go against the grain. Our own fans even say he's dangerous, he's reckless. You saw me on El Aqua when Mo called him a bozo. I will fight tooth and nail because I'm convinced if Christian Romero played at Real Madrid or Barcelona, everyone would be like, what a world-class center back this guy is. They got a stud. But instead, because he plays for Tottenham, it's always just the anti-Tottenham agenda. But that's another discussion for another day. What were we talking about? You brought up Christian Romero.
About the game. I just said if you guys had a full squad, I wouldn't be talking the same way because I've been praising you guys all season. And I've been accused of being a Spurs twerker, a Spurs supporter, a closet Spurs fan. Patrick almost invited me to the Spurs channel that he goes on, and I was like, no, I'm not ready today. I don't have my Spurs kit with me. You know, I needed to change the background first. I didn't want to look like I don't belong. You know, the ugly duckling. You know, I didn't want to look like the ugly.
Well, now you're a Dortmund fan.
Yeah, you know what? This is a new one, and because I did a Dortmund watch along, they said that I have Sancho's. You know what? So far up my, you know, and I'm like, I'm just watching a player who's on loan to another team. If it bothers you so much, you could just turn off the TV and not watch Dortmund games. It's fine. You can do whatever you do with your life. I just want to watch football. You know what I mean? But you know what? Shout out to Sancho and hold that to the Goofy Reds. You can sit there and cry all you want, you know. But he already has one more GA than
Reds.
They're the Goofy Reds, bro. They're just the Goofy Reds. They're a bunch of goofy fans that know nothing outside of football. Sorry, outside of United. They think they inherited the club because they were born somewhere near Old Trafford. You know, you can't inherit a club, bro. Like, you just choose a club. If anything, if you became a United fan because your dad was a United fan, your grandpa was a United fan, your stepfather was a United fan, your neighbor was a United fan, your mailman was a United fan, that doesn't really make you any more of a fan than me, because I actually chose this club. I was a little kid who lived in Egypt who chose to support this team, not knowing anything about the team or their history or the trophies. I just chose the team. You don't choose... You know, if you choose something, it's better than inheriting something. So if you think you're a better fan than me because you eat beans on toast every morning and I eat a cream cheese bagel and I live in the East Coast in the U.S., so that's up to you, bro. I beg to differ.
Big up, Staffy. Hey.
Why'd you pause for that long to say big up, Staffy? Are you reading your phone or something?
You were sharing a little anecdote about being a little kid in Egypt. In my mind, I'm picturing a young Staffy being like, Daddy, can you give me the Manchester United shit? And I'm like, that's kind of fun. So That's where my mind was, picturing some little kid in Egypt and what that, anyway, look, really distracted this show. I don't know what's wrong with me, ladies and gentlemen. But look, there's still
Are you nervous
over
with the game
200
tomorrow? I think you're nervous. Are the nerves starting to kick in?
No, you know what
Patrick
it
looks
is,
more confident
is that
than
I've
you.
got. So when I started doing YouTube, it was always like with another person and a panel, and so I was used to that. And then when I started doing the more and more on the channel, it was like solo shit, and it was just me, or it was like just me and Kuva, or just me and Paul, and like I got used to doing just me. And today I was super nervous before the show for some reason. Not like I'm nervous to talk to Patrick or you, Staffy, or Flawless. I was just like, man, I'm going to try and host this panel show. Better not fuck it up. In the first 10 minutes, I already did. And throughout the show, I've not always heard what you said because I've gotten distracted. So I'm really fumbling the bag here. This solo streaming has really fucked me up. My hosting skills, not as good as they used to be.
You know who's not going to fumble the bag? Manu tomorrow. I'll tell you that.
All right, listen, Staffy, if this kid stinks, you are hearing it from me. If he doesn't have a 10 out of 10 performance, you're hearing it because
you know what, Patrick, you need to understand that I checked out this season. I'm watching games for individuals that I rate. That's to me, like when Mano has a good performance, to me, like, okay, we left with something today. I can't leave with the 3 points, but I'm leaving with a good performance from a player that I rate.
I hear it. That was the back end of us last year, so I totally get it. We had Stellini and Ryan Mason in charge, as you know, and it's literally just individual player watch because the season was done. Like we weren't doing anything. But yeah, man, I'm definitely excited to watch him now because, like I said, I've seen him in games and I've never been blown away. But I've like, yeah, he's a decent talent, looks good. But tomorrow I'm going to be watching him closely just to see everything that you and Flawless have been going on about, just to see what's what.
It's going to be a good game for sure. That's what I think.
Yeah,
it's a shame that both teams are not 100%, especially you guys.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, and I've said it before. Like, as much as I would love it, I wish we could go through an entire season with everybody at full fitness, because then everybody gets the best product, regardless of like if that helps us or not. Someone has more injuries than us or whatever. I don't really like that shit. I'd rather everyone be fully healthy. Let's see a full strength versus full strength. Then really the viewer gets the best product to be had in the moment. So, Staffy, refresh me, because if I did hear you, I already forgot. Final score?
Oh, I said I think it's gonna be 2-1. I actually don't know who scores for you guys. I just think you guys will find a way to get a goal. But as I said, I think you guys are gonna score early, and maybe in the second half we make a comeback and win 2-1.
All right. And who's scoring the goals for you? For United?
I said I agree with Flawless. To me, I think it's gonna be Garnacho and Rashford. And if not Rashford, it might be a Bruno penalty. Something tells me we get a penalty tomorrow. I don't know why.
Yeah. Bruno Fernandes tells me why I think you're going to get a penalty. That guy's going to, let me fall over and take just graze in the grass. And fucking guy. I swear, like, I've never, like, United, there've always been the big boys, right? But I've never actually, like, wanted to punch United people until Bruno Fernandes came. And it was just like, now every time I watch and I just see that fucking guy, he is everything that's wrong with football, in my opinion. He is the definition of the guy who helps ruin the fucking sport and manipulate the rules. He's the Dwayne Wade right now. Dwayne Wade in basketball terms, he used to do this. Excuse me, just indulge me for a second. He used to do this pussy ass move where he goes, let me bump into you and throw the ball up. Now I get 2 free throws. It was like the weakest way to play the sport. So then they made a rule so you couldn't do that anymore. This Bruno Fernandes frustrates me in that same way. I watch him and I'm just like, this guy is not thinking about how to be the best footballer he can, because he has talent. He was linked with Spurs, but obviously we weren't going to spend any money on him because at the time we weren't spending any money on any player. But I think we went and got Giovanni Lo Celso on loan instead, and then Gedson Fernandes. So their names.
Yeah, we got the wrong Fernandes at the time. We got Gedson instead of Bruno. It's crazy. But no, you're right, Jacob. I said it earlier. I like Fernandes in terms of he's a talented player, but I actually hate him as a person. I just, like you said, I want to punch him. All he does is whine and whinge and follow the referee around and throw his arms up. And he's your captain, and he's a bitch. Like I said it earlier, he's a bitch. He frustrates me so much because the guy's a talent, and I'm just happy he's not at Tottenham, because he would frustrate me so much if I had to watch him week in and week out do that shit. Because him doing all of that is a detriment to the team, because you're not focused on what's going on with the team. All you're doing is crying and whining about yourself. And
yeah, instead of, and that's the thing is, I don't want to say I hate's a strong word, but I don't like the fact that players nowadays, like if you stay up, I saw Diogo Jota, if he would have fallen over this one, I forget what game it was, but I was watching Liverpool and I remember seeing the replay. I'm like, he was just playing too strong. Was it Newcastle? He was playing strong, got clipped in the box, and if he did a Bruno Fernandes, that guy would probably see a red card. And it was just like, but he played strong, which is what I like to see. And he fought through that physical interaction, let's say, to try and keep the play going. And that's the thing is like, the further we go down the like, oh, you touched me, you know, and it's not consistent. I've seen a lot of people do that, not get carded. Basuma does it, gets a second yellow, and he's gone. You know what I mean? It's just, I would like consistency as well for if we're going to try and penalize flopping. But real quick, let me run through some of the predictions in the chat before we say good night. We got a 2-1 Spurs. Timo and Kulu from Dyke and Edits. AK's got 3-1 Spurs. Nate Pye with a 3-1. Timo, 2 assists and a goal. A hat trick of GA for Timo. That'd be fucking crazy. Yeah. Patrick, if Timo Werner came in and got equal the amount of GA as Martinelli in his first game, what would you say?
Oh man, I'd love it. I just laugh so hard. I think Timo Werner's going to do well for us, to be fair. I know a lot of people writing him off, not Spurs fans, like rivals laughing, but I think that's a very good addition, especially with Son out for a month, hopefully. Like Son's at the Asia Cup. I want Son to go out and win it. So I want Son gone for that month. And I want Werner to come in, step up.
I don't want Son. I just because I want Son to play for Spurs doesn't mean I don't want him to not lift a trophy with his nation.
100%. I want these guys, all the guys that are there, I want them to do as well as they can do. So ideally, you want Son out for that time. So let Werner. So that's why
I don't want a sad Son either. Think about if he goes. If they get knocked, like I've seen Spurs fans celebrating, like, oh, if he gets knocked out in the group stage, we'd celebrate it because we want him back. I don't want. Think about that's on his shoulders. He's the captain of his nation, and you want him to be in that fucking mindset coming back to Spurs. Personally, win it, be on top of the mountain, come back and help that push us is what I think.
Exactly. So that's why you want Werner to come in and I think Werner is a good player on his day. We just don't need the comical misses, but he will cause a lot of defensive problems, especially the way we play. And he's got some quality finishes. I wouldn't say he's creative, but he doesn't know how to link play. So I think it's an astute loan signing. So yeah, let's hope he hits the ground running tomorrow, man. We're gonna need him on game straight away. We haven't got no time to carry. We haven't got any space for passengers, basically. So he needs to hit the ground running. A lot of 3-1s. I agree. A lot of people saying what I said, 3-1.
A lot of 3-1s, yeah. I'm seeing so far a lot of 3-1s. LFC for the doubles got a 2-2. Okay. Bob down under 3-1. Richie with 2. Timo with 1. The 3 goals in this front 3 would be absolutely. I'd be ecstatic about that. McLaughlin's got. 3-2. I'll take that as well. Garnacho, I can see him getting some joy. Actually, I think, and I've thrown this around with Staffy a few times, I think Garnacho might see more joy if he was on the left, even though he is performing better on the right, just because if it's Dragusin or if it's Emerson Royale, he's going to have a better chance against them than he would if Udogi's tracking back. That's my
Rashford is a better player than him anyways. He's just not in form. If Rashford can find form tomorrow and you're saying what you're saying, then Rashford should eat tomorrow. Garnacho's just not good on the left in general. Like, you just got to accept that. He's not a good left winger. He cuts in and he got nothing.
He got the bicycle kick on the left.
He has nothing. That's not an attribute of a left winger, though. So why are you good left winger? I scored a bicycle kick. Bro, I've seen Philippe Maxis score it. I've seen Philippe Maxis score it. I've seen Zlatan
Dele Alli did too.
Bro, you can play anywhere. I've seen a goalkeeper remember that African goalkeeper who scored a bicycle kick.
Jacob, go back.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Go back to the comment. Z Gold 5-1. You just had it up like 3 comments ago.
Oh, 5-1 United from Z Gold.
Yeah. So shout out to Z Gold. He's my guy. We interact on Twitter, and he said exactly that. He goes. Yeah, we're gonna hit you for 5 tomorrow. Blah blah blah. So I was like, you haven't scored 5 goals in a single Premier League game this season. You've only scored 22 goals so far in 20 games. So that's 1.1 goals a game. So I was saying to him on Twitter, of course you can beat us. I'm not saying that you can't win. Of course you can. You're a decent team on your day. Our record there isn't good. Anyone can beat anyone. But to think you're going to score 5 past us, and we are one of the better teams in the league, that is a bit ambitious. So, yeah, Z, tomorrow I'm going to shout you. or shout me after the game. Let's talk. Because 5-1 United is fucking mad, but we'll see.
5 goals is crazy to me. That's
5
crazy
goals
to me.
against.
But
And,
we'll
and
see.
not to, yeah, we'll
See,
see.
go big
We'll
up
see.
yourself, but lay off the Zaza. Lay off the Zaza. It's not gonna happen. It's really not gonna happen. We don't score
Yes,
5
Rublev-
goals a month, let alone a game.
Mental. You've only
That's-
scored 20 goals, like I said. You've only scored 22
He's
goals
saying you're
in the
going to
whole
score.
season.
You're going to score almost 20% of your season total tomorrow. That's what he's saying. That's insane to me.
Against a good team, by the way. We are one of the best
Who's
teams
going
in the
to?
league.
I expect us to control majority of the ball as well. I expect us to have high
That's
possession.
a good point. Staffy, yeah, actually, let me ask Staffy, how do you see the game going in that respect? Do you think we're going to have more of the ball and you lot will sit back and try and counter? Or will you play your game?
Half. No, that's what I said. I said the first half you guys will score because you're going to impose yourself in the first half. I think you guys will do well. I think you'll score a goal because we're very prone to mistakes. And when you have an identity of how you try to play, you're going to find a way to at least get into goal scoring opportunities. The one reason I'm holding back on you guys is because I don't rate the talent that you have on the pitch tomorrow compared to who's not available. If you did have your best players available, I would 100% say that you guys are going to win comfortably. Flawless said he doesn't predict losses. I find it easy to just be honest and say tomorrow we're going to lose if I thought so.
Yeah, same.
But you guys will definitely play a good style. You just won't sustain it for 90 minutes because I don't think you're good enough. And that's probably when we could get back in the game. And I think we get a couple goals in the second half and win it 2-1.
Jacob, pull up Sophia's comment again, the 2-1 comment.
Big up Sophia's Football Talks is 2-1 United, but with praying hands. So I think more of a hopeful.
Big up Sophia, man. Everyone go check out her channel. Really good.
Sophia, put your channel in the chat, please. You're a mod. I made you a mod during the show, so you can.
Yeah, but no, she's a great
channel. Go check out Sophia.
Great content creator, very nice girl.
Sophia's football. That's her channel. Sophia's Football Waffle.
Yeah. So check her
Football
out.
Waffle.
Really
He said, "Yeah, you didn't notice what I said."
She was here for the first time we played Manchester United. She was here helping me out. So big up Sophia's Football Talk. Good friend of the channel. So make sure you check out hers. Let me see what else. 2-1 United. You're crazy. Donovan Ostriker's got 3-2. Rashford to score, Timo to equalize, Kulusevski to put Spurs up, Garnacho to equalize, and Pedro Porro in the 88th minute to break some hearts like he does. Shout out João Felix. Angelo Tyro says bottom 3 midfield that Spurs will trot out, so Man U 3-2. Very interesting. AK's got 3-1 Spurs. I like that. Saidansa 3-1. Draguski getting on the score sheet. I love to see it. And Timo, double debut, double goals. Saidansa, I hope this is what happens. Raduski, Timo Kula would love to see it. Ash P's got 3-2 Spurs. Richie Timo Bentancur, just for the disrespect. I love it, Ash.
I love that. I love that pettiness. A lot of people going with Timo, by the way. A lot of people believing in Timo Werner, which is nice to see.
You know what? If Madison does shock the world and start like Bentancur did a couple weeks ago, I see Timo actually not starting. I think he'd come off the bench, and that may be even better for the prediction of him to score the game winner. Because a full-pace Timo Werner against a tired side that we've been pressing high all match, hey, talk to me nicely. Kevin Mitchell's not talking to me nicely, says 3-0 United, but no one's scoring the goals. I wonder why. Hyper Noise, 5-1 Spurs. Timo with 2, Ricky, Johnson, Draguskin, and Fernesh. I think that's how you say his name. Israel Uncovered says 2-4 Spurs. Sophia's got Bruno and Garnacho scoring. Very nice to see. Australian Gooner says 3-2 Manchester United. El Hombre Ed says 2-1 Spurs. Big up. A little question. Staffy's on. I'll star this. I'll ask him before we end the show. Dr. Johnny says 3-0 Spurs. Like Draguski. Patrick. We got some Draguski on the debut goal. What are we thinking? As a center back set piece, he's aerially dominant. You think he's going to hit with a little bit of the LeBron James?
You do the Kulu. Yeah. It's not even the LeBron James now, it's the Kulu.
Hey.
So Kulu does it now, isn't it? So, yeah.
I love it.
But,
That's one of my
I don't know, man. I think it's a bit ambitious for a centre back to score on his debut, but you never know. You never know. If he does it,
very ambitious. I love
very
it. Very
ambitious, yeah. From a set piece, I take it. So, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I can see Timo Werner. I'm not.
Think about first match of the season. I know the guy who opened our goal scorers for the year was, in fact, a center back. Exactly. So you never
3
know.
goals, which is very impressive considering.
More than Martinelli. Interesting. Interesting. Indeed, but we moved.
You took it there. I didn't say that. Yeah.
I'll always take it there. I'm that petty. Trust me. Zapour's got a 4-1. Love to see it. Richie with a hat trick. Very nice. Emru says 2-1 Spurs. Timo Werner last minute banger.
A lot
banger
of
from Timo Werner. I don't know, but a last minute, I'd like it. Radu and Benny scoring 3-1. Big up Ellie, the Queen of North London. How you doing? Timo and Johnson to feed the pigeons, says Bob. Staffy is a good guy. That's not a score prediction, but he is a good guy. I do agree.
Yeah,
I would only put people on here that are good people. So everyone who got a problem with Staffy, you got a problem with me. You got a problem with Chewy. You don't want a problem with Chewy.
Staffy's a good guy, man. You know, I haven't really been checking the comments. So I don't know what's been going on, but yeah, show some respect because Staffy is a good guy. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you, Rich.
When you get 300 people in a chat, there's bound to be a couple feathers ruffled from some people. But I've got this question starred Ben Spurs. I'll ask him at the end. I'm just running through quickly to see
to answer that because I gotta go, Jacob.
Yeah.
My apologies. I gotta go though. But to answer that question, listen. So Jim tomorrow is gonna be in the stands. So Dave Brailsford, probably David Gill will be there. So he better win, or else the decisions is not gonna go his way. He might get sacked soon. If you lose against your owners, it's not a good look because they're not going to sit there and analyze football like we try to do or pundits try to do. Billionaires just watch the game and they're like, we won or lost. What's good for business? Winning. What's bad for business? Losing. So it's not going to be a good look on him. So maybe he does get sacked eventually if the results don't look good, especially in front of Sir Jim. And on that note, big up Jacob for saying I'm a good person, and same as Patrick. You guys are wonderful people, as well as everyone in the chat. Big up to everyone who showed love, even the people who banter. Never mind the banter. People like to be personal. The difference between me and most other content creators, they let it slide. I like to roast you. That's the difference. So you can sit here and think I'm arrogant and all that. It's not arrogance. It's just like I shit on you and you didn't like it. But big up to all the nice people in the chat. Only the nice people because they know who I'm talking about. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for having me, Jacob. Patrick, is always nice seeing you. We'll talk after the Kobe main performance tomorrow because I have your number. I'm a message you. I'm like, yo, Patrick, you saw this. You saw this, Patrick. Blink if you're alive, Patrick. But I gotta catch my show.
I'm gonna be live during the stream too. So Staffy, again, if the phone start ringing, you see my face on the other end. Don't decline, my friend.
I'll answer. If I answer Hassam, I'll definitely answer you. Guys, I gotta go catch my show. Make sure you guys
big up Staffy. We will be we will be sending everyone on over to Staffy. They're doing a little nightcap on the games today, a little preview as well. So make sure you go check that out with Staffy and Patrick. We're gonna run through a couple more predictions. I'll give mine, then we'll say goodnight. You got cool. 5 more minutes?
Yeah.
Sorry, we've been. If you gotta go, you can go, man. This is almost a 2-hour stream already.
Just
so
finish it. It's cool.
Yeah, we got Trigger with a Desmond 2-2. We doing scores now? Yeah, we're doing scores. Janice, I ain't seen yours. I will do mine at the end. Just a harmless potato says 6-1 Spurs. Werner hat trick. Johnson. All right, I like this. That's a big score. I don't see us scoring 6. I think we average 2 to 3. I think is our average. I'm not 100% sure or not. Richarlison's a dirty New York pigeon. Wow, very lovely. Yanis Rubles got 2-0 Spurs, the BDE for Ainge. Love to see that as well. Big up everybody in the chat. Honestly, y'all have been killing it tonight in the chat. So before I keep going, make sure you are hitting a like. Make sure you are subscribed to Patrick's channel, to Staffy, to Sarcasm City TV, and Sean with Spurs Talk Show. He was here for a very short time, but you should still go subscribe to his channel regardless. I don't see any more score predictions. Mardini's got 3-1 to the Spursers. Like to see that. He's not even a Spurs fan. Phil Coy's 3-1 Werner hat trick. Watch this space, Phil. If you're listening, if Werner gets a hat trick, you got to come join the watch along, my friend. If he gets a brace, you better call in, my friend, because we'll be on hat trick watch. Kuva's got a 3-0 Spurs win. All of Manchester must fall. The double is ours until it's not. Love to see that. Angelo says it's cool, Staffy. He won't show this score. I say Man U 3-2. Angelo, I guess you're wrong. I did show the score. Hold that. I always show everyone's scores. That's what I do here, man. What you talking about? Goguma's got a 3-0. Oh, no, or maybe she's just agreeing with Kuva. Don't know. Big up Goguma every single time. Good to see you in the house every single time. Who's News says Spurs are good for a clean sheet. I'm going 2-0. It's clean sheets that wins the league. Okay. We're committing Werner on the dance floor tomorrow. Hey, how does that song go, Patrick? What song is it? I need to get the tune. I haven't listened to it yet. So
Sophie Ellis Baxter, I think her name is. Murder on the Dance Floor. I'm really bad at singing.
it's called Murder.
Yeah.
I'm horrible. So
Yeah.
trust me, your voice won't shock the audience if they've heard me before.
Yeah. So it's Murder on the Dance Floor by Sophie Ellis Baxter.
Murder on the Dance. I'm pulling it.
Yeah, and then obviously just change it to Werner on the. But if you check out Spurs song sheets, I think it is on Twitter, you'll see they have like all the words and all the all the updates to the songs and the charts.
Oh yeah, that's right. On
Spurs
Twitter,
song sheets. Yeah. So check that out.
Yeah, they were on Last Word on Spurs yesterday. I think. And they were talking about some of the new songs. I was listening to that.
That's it. Yeah. So check them out, man, and then you'll see it. But yeah, man. No, I'm like the people in the comments. I'm confident for tomorrow. I know, obviously, when the boys were on earlier, the Man United boys, they were trying to talk me down, saying Ben Tunker this, and they're surprised I went 3-1. I'm going 3-1, man. I believe in our source. I believe as the players are coming back, it bolsters the squad. I think the 2 new signings will definitely give us a bit of a oomph. Andrew's always going to play the same way. They told us before we went to the Emirates that if we play that way, if Suicide would get battered. They said the same thing when we went to the Etihad.
But the Etihad, yeah.
And we had, don't forget, when we went to the Etihad, we had Ben Davies and Emerson Royale starting as our centre-back pairing, and we were more than okay. I think.
And Erling Haaland, the eventual Golden Boot winner.
Yeah.
How many goals did he have versus the captain of Wales and Brazil's number 2? Bro, you don't gotta. I will prop up however I can. Trust me. Brazil's number 2, the captain of Wales, locking down the eventual Golden Boot scorer in a mangled Tottenham Hotspur side. I'm not too upset about it.
Some games I go in cautious, some games I'm confident, some games I'm a bit. But I actually go into this one quite confident. It might hit me, it might come back to bite me, whatever. But I feel good going into this game, man. And
I feel. I don't feel cocky,
confident.
but I feel confident that
I
think it's going to be closer than a lot of. My prediction's not 3-1. I'll foreshadow that. I'll tease that a little bit. Mark Changer's got Man United 2, Tottenham 3. RTM Sports Service says 3-3. That'll be a fucking back and forth game. I'm not going to give mine yet. Gogan was going with Kuva.
Oh, I'm with Kuva. Sorry, I'm with Kuva. She's talking about someone else. I thought it was she was talking about a Spurs player. I was like, who's Kuva? But yeah, sorry, I misread that.
Kuvazeski, maybe. Clement says Spurs 4, United's 0. Okay, he says it's gonna be easier than we think.
I don't know about that easy. Man. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a bit wild.
Big up Ravi. 3-2 Spurs with United scoring first. Okay, very interesting. I think we might be able to see that. I think that does it for all the score predictions. I'm just really quickly scrolling through. Kind FC has 1-1. Rashford, Bland, Rice. So he's got Højbjerg scoring. Big up Kind FC for the reference as well, because you know what? Not everyone does. Patrick, you may not have heard me say this on a few platforms, but I say Declan Rice is just a spicy Højbjerg. Like Højbjerg is a regular chicken sandwich, and Declan Rice is a spicy chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, and all the sauce.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Can anyone tell me I'm wrong? Because all the things that they say Declan Rice does good, I see Højbjerg doing those as well when he gets the chance. So I'm not buying into the English tax in my opinion. Big up David. The Irish Hotspur says 1-0 Tottenham. Richarlison with the pigeon dance. A 1-0. Sounds like a very stressful game. 1-0s are never fun. Yeah, I know at the end they're fun, but the entire match.
Yeah, they're not, because even if you're controlling the whole game, all it takes is one chance and the game's done. So yeah, you're right. It's stressful. It is.
It's very. It's like being up 2-1. You never know.
Relax.
You could get the full 3. You could end up going down 3-2. It's almost the pendulum can swing anyway. Scott M's got a 2-2 draw. Very positive here from Scott M, I must say. Big up, Scott. Hope you're doing well. Machiavelli's got 2-1 Timo and Richie. Big up. Big up, Mark says, love you, Jacob and Patrick. Big up. Big up, Mark. I think you're a United fan, I think. I don't know. Are you a Spurs fan? Hey, let's get some fireworks in this thing.
Yeah, let's get 2 thumbs up equals fireworks. Let's go.
And then this is the confetti, I think.
Yeah. So peace signs is confetti.
Let's see if we can get that. Come on.
I think one peace sign is balloons. So
yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
I'm learning as I go.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Mark. Didn't mean to call you a United fan. Apologies.
There's rock stars as well. If you do that, it's I know it does something. I can't remember what it does. Yeah, something like that. It does something. Come on, what's going on?
Maybe?
Yeah, that's the other one. But yeah. All good.
Me and technology, I feel older and older as more and more technology comes out. Big up Demetrios, got 2-1 Spurs. Timo and Richie scoring. Love to see it. Liam with a late prediction before I give mine says 2-1 United, to be honest. Liam, big up Ireland. I think that's what that flag is. My prediction is not as fun. I like Patrick's more. 3-1 sounds nicer and better for me, but I think it's going to be a 2-1. I think we do get the dub. In my opinion, I've kind of said that I felt like for United, their best case scenario would be to see a draw through this, because I expect us to control the game. I expect us to probably get overrun a bit in the midfield. But if we have Bentancur, Kulusevski, maybe even a Madison, then I would expect the opposite of that. But going based off of the starting 11 that we came up with together, Patrick, I'm going to go ahead and say, if Romero starts, I think we keep a clean sheet. I don't give a fuck if it's Rashford, Garnacho, Cuti's going to give him a little smoochy smooch, you know, a little hello, hey, how you doing? And then they're going to do what Erling Haaland did when Cuti did that to him, disappear for the remainder of the match. That's my expectation. But if he doesn't start, if it's Raduski or Emerson, I do think they're going to get a lot of chances. I see Vicario getting a 2 to 3 saves minimum. 4 could be a safe assumption, but I see 1 goal for them at least, whether it be a Bruno Fernandes chewing up on grass like he's doing his best milking cow impression, or just against the run of play, Garnacho or Rashford, again, you know, one-on-one with the defender. I could see something like that happening and them getting one, maybe even going up at first and getting some confidence and getting the home crowd behind them. Look, but I will be live during it. So whatever happens, my face will be on the fucking internet. I'm sure I'm going to get clipped and they're going to use it against me if things don't go our way. But I really do think that I think we're going to do all right. I like your prediction 3-1, but in a moderate sense, I'm saying 2-1 just because we're not clinical enough. If we had Son, I would say a 3-1. If we had Son, Madison, if we had a full 11, I'd probably say a 4-1, maybe even a 4-2.
Well,
just because it's going to...
It's time for the other guys to step up now. So your Brennan Johnsons, your Richarlisons, they know they've got to take the mantle while Son's away. They've even said this, Kulusevski, time for these guys to start scoring. You know, we're still one of the highest scoring teams in the league. We definitely could be more clinical, so there's a lot more goals still to be had. I think we'll be all right, man. I do. I think 3-1. 3-1 is probably bang on.
Oh, this is rock on. That's why. You were doing the I love you.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so
I think, do you do this?
Yeah, there you go.
Shit.
Yeah,
I've never done the lasers. Whoa! Look at us go, man. Look at the production values ever growing here on the channel. Big up Mick Dundee's got Spurs 4-2. Draguskin heading a corner from Werner. A lot of Draguski. I think we're going to will it into existence. Patrick, I know you weren't here, but the night when we all went to bed where we were like, Bayern bid for him, now he's got to sleep on it. On this channel, I put my hair in a bun, and I said, everyone in the chat, we need man buns now, and we need to concert our energy and infiltrate his dreams while he slept. And you know what? He woke up saying, I'm fully coys. Fuck Bayern. I ain't about that schnitzel, my guy. Let them have Eric Dyer. He's
love that.
Go and get you a $5 million golf caddy for Harry Kane. Which shout out Harry Kane, the best wingman in the history of wingmen. He said, "Don't worry, I'll pull this one away from you." But big up Yanis Rubelis with a super chat, says Niblets for Chewy. Great shift. Big up Yanis Rubelis for being a member and for hitting us with a super chat. I do appreciate that. Look, we are on over 2 hours. I did not mean for it to go this long. Ashby says, "Forget the man bun." I DM'd him. Well, maybe that's what got it over the line, Ash. So big up. And hey, you put in a shift as well. So I appreciate that. But look, I'm saying 2-1. My goal scorers, I see Timo Werner scoring the game winner, the second goal of ours. I don't know, as a sub, as a starter, something just, it screams Timo Werner is going to score. United wanted him, but we got him anyway. You know what I mean? This guy, he's doubted. A lot of people sleeping on him. Everyone's doing the ha, you got Timo Werner, ha. How Spursy of you to get this guy because Brennan Johnson can't finish, Richarlison can't finish, and now you got Timo Werner who can't finish. I think all these things adding up is going to be nothing but a positive for him and for Ainge to get behind him, put his arm around him and say, look, son, I believe in you. Go out there and ball. And I think he's going to say, fuck it, we ball. And everyone tomorrow is going to be in the chat saying, Timo with the lasers and shit. Yeah, we good with the lasers and shit now. But that's my prediction anyway. Jacob, if you win tomorrow, you have to sing Old Trafford is falling down. Do, 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 do. Yeah, we'll be here. We will be here. I hope you will too. Again, we will be live during the show, or during the match. I will be live a little bit beforehand here before the watch along. So if you want to come back, hang out, hopefully celebrate and not make fun of me. That's what I'm hoping. Sophia, I'm sorry. Timo, it's going to happen. Timo, he's going to... I need to listen to that song, Timo on the dance floor, and that's going to get me going. But big up, everyone. I do appreciate everyone who's been in the chat tonight. Honestly, I don't know who's a favorite in this. I would say neither are favorites. I would think the favoritism, like who you could say could be a favorite in this, depends on the starting 11 for us, in my opinion. But we'll see. I'll be here. I hope you'll be here too on United Spurs of America for the watch along. Don't always do watch along, so it's a rare treat. Make sure you come in for that. And I want to say before I say goodbye, obviously thank you very much to Elvis G for grabbing that YouTube membership. Big up to Ash P for getting things kicked off with the first super chat. Ren with the second. Ahmed Ali with the third. TJ Warren with a YouTube membership chat. And Ozan Kabak and Yanis Rubelis for the final 2 super chats of the stream. Look, I do appreciate y'all parting ways with your hard-earned money and sharing a little bit with me and my family. So thank you so much. But if we do have our starting back four, this is how I feel.
You must have had a great view of that.
Wow, unbelievable from the back. Yeah.
Unbelievable from the back is where I'm headed. But look, y'all, this has been a great stream. 2 hours, man. Fantastic. I'm going to end the poll. Let's see what the chat says. 285 votes. 66% says Spurs are going to win because we're just better. I like that. 66%. 13% says anyone's game. I hope it's high scoring fun. And 11% says draw incoming. And a mere 8% says United will win because of the heritage. I love that. We will will this into existence, y'all. So I do appreciate it. Also, I want to say a big thank you to Patrick, thugging it out with me the entirety of this show. Thank you so much, my friend. Always great to have you on the channel. Is there anything you want to plug before we say goodbye?
Check me out on Twitter, Patrick Tyrant. Follow me on or subscribe to me on YouTube, Patrick Tyrant Chatty Patty Podcast.
In the title.
You can catch me on Last Word on Spurs tomorrow. That will be after the game, so that'll be a match review. So obviously that's with Ricky Sachs, Crackers, and Lee McQueen. We'll be doing that. And yeah, that's it. But Jacob, it's been a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. Like I said to you earlier, I want to get on more of your shows this year. Obviously, it's hard. I'm busy, but I always love jumping on with good content creators. And you make it fun as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's good. I love it.
I try to not make it too serious, you know. Life can be so serious. Everything in life is super serious. I like to have a little fun, a little ball, as a healthy dose. You know, when you're making a martini, you don't want to do too much of this, too much of that. You want a nice balance. Shake, don't stir. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, it's always a pleasure getting to chop it up with you. It's always so much fun. I also want to say big thank you to Flawless from Sarcasm City TV and to Staffy TV as well. I am redirecting over to Staffy, so those of you looking for some more content tonight, get on over to Staffy. Even if you're over there for 5 seconds, just say Jacob TV or Jacob Raid or United in the Mud. United in the Mud. That's what I want y'all to say. I want everyone to go on over there. I'll kickstart it so you don't feel like you got to be the first kid on the dance floor. I'll get out there, bust a move, and say United in the Mud. And let everyone know that United are in the mud. But look, y'all, it's been a great, absolutely fantastic. There's been over 200, 300 of y'all the entirety of this show. The likes, I know they don't match the viewers, but the likes you've absolutely blessed. 235, y'all have absolutely blessed the channel. So thank you so much to those of you who did like, and thank you to those who watch us back on playback. Thank you so much. And again, as always, folks, I need you to stay blessed, stay fresh, up the lads. I'm fucking it up. And come on, you Spurs. Goes.
United Spurs of America with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.